How's everybody feeling? Happy Love Day, early Love Day. Welcome to our love-themed Valentine's
Day stream.
You know, we're out here. Yo, we got so many great prizes and specials. We're excited, but we're just happy for the chat. Eunice, the chat is popping already.
I know. Hi, Vision GC. Hi, Oscar. Oh my gosh, Aldrich, Dwayne, welcome in.
Pop
Yeti
up.
Bandit. Hi, I'm seeing so many familiar faces.
Shay in the building. I see you.
Hi, everybody.
You guys are going to love what we have planned. We got some games. We got some surprises. And, of course, we got a bunch of knowledge. We're going to have Tom and Lisa answering all you guys' questions. So, please, all your relationship questions, all your side piece questions, all your marriage questions, all your recently single questions, all of the questions.
Just so we can introduce ourselves for a little bit, for those who don't know us, I am Eunice.
I am Drew. Eunice is the amazing community manager of Twitch.
And Drew is the amazing producer for YouTube.
Woo!
Yay!
All right, but you guys didn't come to see us. You know he really came to see. So, without further ado, first and foremost, we would love to introduce the amazing, the spectacular Lisa and Tom Bilyeu.
Welcome in, Bilyeu! Welcome in, Bilyeu!
We're coming here.
Hi guys, aren't they just amazing?
Let's go.
We had no idea they were going to be wearing red. You guys look amazing, and yes, we are in matching onesies because that's how we do it here in the Bilyeu household.
That's right. What's up, chat? We can see you, so if you have anything to say, by all means, pop off.
This is amazing.
Aldrich, G. Paul, Christina, Sarah, it is wonderful to see you all. And we're looking forward to a day that's going to be as surprising for the two of us as it will be for you guys. We actually have almost no idea. There was even much debate about whether we should know what's going to happen today or not. And the team convinced us that it was better if we were just as surprised as everybody else.
The control freak in me, though, is definitely panicking. The OCD in me is I don't know what's about to happen.
No panic on my side, but we are going to have a lot of fun. We just don't know in what way yet we're going to have fun. Though we do know we're going to do some gaming for sure. We're going to be taking your guys' questions. We're going to have contests, giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So I hope you guys all buckle in. But the idea was to do something special. Certainly on my side, I'm going to be doing a lot more live streaming. And as we get our legs under us with the live streaming thing, it's really been thrilling. It's actually changed the way that I've approached the company and the content. It was because of the live streaming I was doing on Twitch that we started doing the new format of my YouTube show, the Tom Bilyeu Show. And so shout out to the team for pushing me to do that. Live streaming has really been interesting. So we wanted to do something special live here with you guys for Valentine's Day. And we can't wait to see what it is either.
And then just to add, for my Women of Impact YouTube channel, I talk about relationships a lot, and yet we haven't done much content together. So doing this with you, baby, being together for so long, I think this will be amazing. This will be super fun.
This will be a lot of fun. And I wish that I could say that we were in onesies just for this, but we quite literally have a closet full of onesies. Mostly Christmas, but nonetheless.
It's a bonding thing. So
I agree.
literally, he's like, babe, I'll wear whatever you give me. So I buy a bunch of onesies, and then on the weekends, I'll put out matching onesies. So this is our Valentine's Day matching onesies.
Indeed.
And then one more big shout out to my IG peeps over on Instagram who are watching live. Shout out to you guys. I freaking love my Instagram community.
What's up?
So, so excited. All right.
Indeed.
We don't really know what we're doing right now.
I am so ready for you guys. Okay, so the first thing we want to ask you guys.
Can they see you or just hear you?
They can just hear me right
Okay.
now. Otherwise,
you're a voice in the sky.
This would be quite an awkward camera right here. But
Eunice?
first of all, I would love for each of you to describe your relationship in one word. Just one word. And you can go ahead, look into each other's eyes, ponder, say it romantically.
As if this is what we do at home.
Yeah,
Look into each
just,
other's
you know,
eyes.
hold hands.
Although we
One
did that
word.
once, and it was actually quite
Oh yeah, we
amazing.
actually had to stare at each other for 5 minutes without looking away. That was an
Knees
interesting.
touching. It was
Knees
incredible.
touching. That was an interesting test. It was weird. Okay, sorry, we're derailing.
I'm going to say one word, and you can't say love.
Okay,
Because
about
that's the
our
most
relationships. Is that the
generic
question?
answer ever.
Yes,
All right.
describe your relationship.
To
in
describe
one
our
word.
relationship,
Yes.
committed.
I like that.
Because no matter what we've been through, ups, downs, roller coasters, we've always been committed to each other.
I like that.
You?
I'm going to go with holistic in that, especially in building a company together, our entire lives are infused when we first got together, we literally said, okay, the experiment that we're going to run is what does it look like to share a life? And I got that idea, for better or worse. There's a band, I don't know how many people know this band, but massive, massive band called U2. And they had started out as this punk rock band and then became the band that most people that if you know them as their sort of modern incarnation. And at one point, the lead singer for sure could have gone on a solo career, and he didn't. And he said the reason that he didn't was he wanted to see what it looked like to be in one band, never break up, and to see them over like a really big, long career. And that really resonated with me. And I thought, what if you remove the idea of divorce off the table? Minus abuse, obviously, if it ever got there. But if you just take that out, we don't even talk about it. We call it the D word. So it's just not an option that we reach for. And so that idea of completely intermingling our lives, from working together, obviously having all the normal joys and heartbreaks of being in a romance, but to have every aspect of our lives intertwined has been incredible. So that's my word.
Wow.
Followed by a lot of words.
Followed by a lot of words there. And now you guys look into each other's eyes. Say, I love you.
I love you.
I'm just winging this part.
It's really weird, Eunice. It's like I do it all the time, but
She's
when
like, what can I get him to do?
I'm told to do it on camera,
can I
I feel a
take
bit
this?
awkward.
We do have a couple questions for you guys in chat
Let's
about
go.
love and relationships. Actually, really quick.
So are we answering questions live? Should we be telling people, guys, we're going to be answering your questions?
Yes, we
Throw 'em
are.
in?
Chat, if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever about love, relationships, being single, how to find the right one, compatibility, anything and everything regarding Valentine's Day, anything you might want to ask Lisa and Tom about their relationship.
I just saw a question that I love.
You just saw one.
Yes.
You just,
Tom and Lisa, can I just read
Go
it?
ahead.
Just
Yes,
Sorry,
Ragnarok?
yeah, it's Wagner. Yeah, Tom and Lisa, my wife is way out of my league and is a way better person than me. How do I keep her from realizing this? The reason why I really wanted this question is just like 3 days ago, I text you, and so Tom is doing a lot of content on politics and world affairs, and I'm listening to it and I'm learning so much, and half of it goes right over my head. And so as I'm watching all your content, it's like, I know who you are because we've been together for so long, but I'm like, you're so smart. Like, you're so clever. And so I texted and I was like, hey, babe, is it okay that I can't keep up with you? I don't think I can keep up with you intellectually on politics and on world affairs. Is that okay? That wasn't to diminish myself. I am very confident in my abilities. That isn't where I shine. And so even like highlighting that didn't make me feel bad, but I wanted to have the conversation because there's nothing worse than deep down you worrying whether your partner thinks that they can do better. So I just asked you, I was like, are you okay that I can't hit your level in this discussion? And then what did you say?
I said, first of all, I'm not trying to be married to myself, and I am extremely into you. Consider you my peer. We're good at different things. And I love that there's this small niche in our relationship that I know about that you don't. And if you're getting something out of those conversations, I love it. But it isn't like every aspect of my life has to interface with you in a one-to-one. But on balance, and I know Ragnarok, so I know he's kidding, but
I didn't realize he was kidding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in as much as I'm sure he does think his wife is like the bee's knees and like, being humble and all that, but I doubt he's asking that from a place of real insecurity. But it is interesting as you grow, over time, you're growing in slightly different ways. And so it can be unnerving to see your partner be really good at something. And if they're really good at something that matters, then I'm sure that can trigger insecurities. And if you didn't have other areas where I'm just as in awe of you and what you're able to do, that wouldn't be a fun place. I wouldn't want to live there. And this reminds me of at the very beginning of our relationship where I was convinced that if I wasn't better than you at everything, that you wouldn't be sexually attracted to me.
It's the opposite.
Right, and
You're
then
good at everything,
finally I had a realization where I was like, who would ever want to be with somebody that's better than them at everything? Mm-hmm. And I was like, actually, yeah, that was such a dumb frame of reference. So, you want to find the strengths and weaknesses, but they really do have to be there. Like, it is important to me that I have learned over 25 years together that you are my peer, that there are things that matter a lot and you're a lot better at it than I am, and that I can lead just as easily as I can follow, and that you're worthy in your arenas of being followed. Like that to me is like the whole thing about men and women are basically the same and all that was driving me crazy, because I was like, that is not going to have utility in people's lives. The reality is we are different at good things, and together we make a high functioning whole. And if people could adopt that view of relationships, even in a swipe economy, that suddenly you would be looking for something very different. You're no longer looking for just a quick, relationship. You're saying, wait a second, as like not even spiritually, but that, like if people come at this spiritually, great. But even if you don't have that angle, to just say, I'm going to function at a lower level by myself than I will if I have a partner who's truly my equal.
Beautiful.
I don't know how to take the buzzing sound.
That's we need to move
That is
on.
the
Wrap it up.
That is
That is-
stop talking.
Ding, 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 ding.
That was certainly how I took it.
We've got one
Very
more question for you
gentle.
guys, and
Yeah.
then we're going to jump into something else that I know you guys will love. This one's coming from Lisa's YouTube. It's from Ian, and I might butcher the last name, so I'm sorry. Ian Camaril. Ian says, I have a question. How do you help each other overcome personal insecurities about meeting expectations?
Oh,
Now, one more time if I spoke too
Yeah.
fast for the chat.
say that one.
How do you help each other overcome personal insecurities about meeting expectations?
Oh, well, first of all, I think you need to identify what the expectations are, and if you agree that that is what that relationship needs. When it comes to insecurities, to me, it at least what we do is we tell each other our insecurities. I also articulate what triggers my insecurities, but ultimately it's my insecurities to get over, and so I just tell him what I need while I'm getting over my insecurities.
Yeah, I will. So I'll drag people into the beginning of our relationship where we didn't have a lot of this codified. And so there was a lot of like active sort of in-body insecurity. Now we know how to deal with it. We talk about speak in insecurities. Say the thing that you're insecure about, because you've got decades at this point of proof that the person's going to be there for you. They're going to help you work through it. They love you. You've got a lot of credibility with them. But in the beginning, it was way more nerve-wracking. And I'll speak for myself, so one of my employees came to me a few years ago, young guy, early 20s when he said it, and he said, Tom, do I put my head down, sell my 20s to get so good at business that I can make myself wealthy, don't date, push that all off into my 30s, or do I try to find somebody now? And I said, listen, it would be better for my business if you just put your head down, delay that all till your 30s and grind it out. But the reality is that if you find the right woman, she will make you better. And I would not have had the breakthroughs in my life that I had were it not for, one, wanting to get laid, quite frankly, and wanting to impress you so that you would want me, which is real, and people can laugh and they can make fun of it, but they do so at their peril. Evolution has set a game up, and if you don't understand the rules, you're in trouble. So men have conquered worlds specifically for the attention and approval of women. So let's be very clear. So that was a big thing for me. And then also, you had insights that I didn't have. And so you were, in the beginning, a traditional housewife. And so your only way to influence the world was through me. And so you would work through me, pushing me to be better, to gain more skills, to really get out there. Because we were just two kids in a tiny, your mom's house, living in your mom's house. No way, like, how are we ever going to make any of this work? Big dreams, but no idea how to execute. And so we needed that, like two people pushing each other to be better, to really get going. And so I think in the modern way that people think about relationships, where it's like, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, it's like, fuck that. I am so glad that I found you, and so glad that you invested in me, and so glad that you pushed me, and it really made me better. So yeah, my encouragement to people is you have to find a relationship that is additive, because many are just absolutely destructive, But if you can find that additive relationship, there is nothing that will pay bigger dividends.
Beautiful. Thank you guys for your words of wisdom.
Word.
Now, we're going to transition over to one of your guys' favorite pastimes. No, it's not working. It's playing Fortnite.
Let's go. We better see.
So for Tom's audience, this may not seem weird. For my community, they'd be like, what? So just to give some context, part of what we have done over the years is we experiment with doing different things as a team, as a couple. And so you love video games. And so for the longest time, I would go off and do my thing, and then you would play video games. And after a while, you were like, babe, would you just try it? Now, I thought, you know how when you try something, but you kind of do it begrudgingly, where most people, like if you go to a mall and you see men are usually begrudgingly going to a mall with their wives and they look mad and they're just trying to rush the woman. So we kind of came up with, okay, cool, what's the thing that you selfishly want me to do with you, and what's the other vice versa? So you were like, I really want you to play video games. And I was like, cool, I really want you to come shopping with me. And when you came shopping, you were so enthusiastic. You were like, oh, babe, do you want to try this? Do you want to try this? And so you really did just go into it all, like you were all in. So I was like, I'm going to do that with video games. I'm just going to go all in. And so help me learn. How am I going to do it? And over time, in playing video games, it ended up being this magical moment of we bonded, but also it's actually a great reflection of our relationship. So you guys will see when we play we play every Sunday, guys. Every Sunday we play video games together. And it's very clear you always lead and I follow. And it's kind of like you go, okay, duck, run here, don't get shot. And that's kind of like that in our relationship.
Technically what I shout is stop shooting because that's how you get killed every time. But yes, I am.
But the point being is that it's a great life skill that we've kind of adopted from our relationship into the video game, and you guys will get. They wanted us to play video games together. And we've never actually ever have shown this publicly. Us playing together.
That's
ever.
Everybody, this is a sneak peek
Yeah.
at their life on a Sunday. Onesies, Fortnite, water, no coffee.
We have
I don't
water.
know. I don't know your life
I have
really.
coffee
I don't
in the
know.
morning, but
With water.
Well, we get this popping.
uh-oh. We hear echoes.
We do.
Gotta mute somewhere.
So that is why we play video games. That is why it's become so important to
Also,
us.
it's teamwork.
It's teamwork. Yeah.
Doing something together, competing, winning together or losing together is really big. And how you handle that is, I think, really, really interesting.
So when we play, we'll show you some things that we do, but you are a very generous player.
Wow.
He gives me all of his best weapons. You'll see.
That's
Even if
true.
he's about to get shot, he'll still give me his best sword.
Real quick, while we get it set up, I have a couple more questions and hellos. We got a few people here in the chat saying hello to everybody. But a very quick question that I want you guys to answer.
By the way, if you ever
we
want
supposed
speed
to
round answers, just say so.
And are we supposed to ready up? Are we good to go?
Oh,
You
yeah,
are
should
good
we?
to ready up. You're
Alright.
good to ready
Head
up.
in?
Yes,
Alright.
you're good to ready up. And this one, just off the top of your head, just whatever comes to mind. This is from Lisa's Instagram. gbella_unique asks, how many years do you consider a very long engagement?
Very long engagement.
Engagement.
I want to know why she's asking that. I feel like there's a big
Her
story.
boyfriend is standing next to her. She's like, 9 years isn't that long.
I mean, that's so dependent. It's like, why, if it was a long engagement, there could be other reasons. I mean, it's like, yeah, someone was sick and we lost our house. And so it's all dependent.
Her boyfriend is paying
Her
for this
boyfriend's
answer.
asking. Yeah.
I'm going to say if you're engaged for more than 2 years,
You're not
That's
doing
fishy.
it. You're not
That's
getting
fishy.
married.
That's
All right.
fishy.
All right.
Oh,
And
I'm
now-
so trying to be polite. The poor guy.
Since you guys are still reading up, another quick question from our YouTube people. Coco and me asks, would you ever forgive cheating?
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
No.
he can't
No,
even get like
no, you don't need
He's
to
grumpy.
finish that. No, I had 2 rules when we got married. And when people say, I love my husband unconditionally, no, I have conditions. Condition 1 is you don't get to cheat on me. Condition 2 is you don't get to physically abuse me ever. Why? Because I want to be able to trust you that if a woman was naked in a green room, when you walked in, you would still walk out. That's trust. Number 2, I need to feel safe around you. And so can I are the worst of the worst, you're at the most maddest, can I still feel safe around you? Those are the two things. Oh, we're about to go in.
right.
Thank the driver.
All right, chat.
So-
Tom and Lisa are about to go in. They're going to try their hardest to get a victory royale for you guys. Please keep the questions coming. We're looking at them. We're pulling them. And you know what? To throw them a couple of curveballs, we're going to be asking them the questions while they play.
Oh, God.
So they've got to concentrate not only on winning, but also on answering you guys.
And you better believe you got Wonder Woman and Batman in the house.
Jumping.
Okay.
All right, while we play, it's always tough to answer questions, so forgive me if I start and stop.
Oh, interesting. There's something different.
Yeah, so
So
I
no-
don't know what that means exactly.
The following skydive leader.
Yeah.
So no. Oh.
Did it force yours? It did not.
That
either
was
one.
weird.
Yeah.
So whenever we're on the bus that we're about to land, he always says when he's jumping, so that I always jump after him, so that if he lands first
Really hard.
and there's someone killing us, he gets to kill them before I land. Very
And guys,
strategic
forgive
on
us.
my
We are
part.
very far from the TV, so
Excuses.
It is.
It's crazy.
I'm normally better than this.
Yeah, I'll just say that now.
All right.
All right, we've got a question for you guys. Right off the hot drop here.
Is there a way to push the
Someone's
TV a little closer? These,
Yeah. Oh, see, all of a sudden.
these aging eyes can't see anything. And they can see us playing, huh?
They can see you guys playing right now. They see you guys, everything you're doing.
Very cool.
This is doing something to my eyes, though.
All right.
There's
you
little
got a
ones
gun?
here. I don't have a gun, no. Do
Here,
you have
yeah,
splash?
here.
All right, Lisa and
Take that
Someone's
Tom
coming, someone's
Take that
coming.
gun.
Okay, yep, got it.
from YouTube, G. Paul asks, have you guys ever taken dance lessons?
Oh God, what are
Oh,
you doing?
this is-
Wait.
this is
Hang
worse.
on.
Tell me
They're
what's happening
literally
right
moving
now.
the TV out of the frame.
You throw that down?
Yeah, I did. All right, sorry, what was the question?
Just make sure it doesn't get blocked if you're going to move it.
The question from G. Paul on YouTube was, have you guys ever taken dance lessons?
We haven't.
Yeah, but Greek.
Oh.
What are you talking about? Yes, we
Oh,
did.
babe,
Greek.
there's someone here. Do you see him?
I do, yeah. But
Where
hold
are
on.
they? Babe! No!
They threw me.
There's two of them. Oh no, I'm down. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh.
So, yeah, forgive us, guys. They're moving the TV as we're playing.
I'm
so,
normally better than this.
yeah, but you're going to have to come closer. It's so far. There's no way between that and split screen.
All right.
It's like playing on a stand.
All right.
All right.
Also, why can't I move? Can you?
Ready up. All right. Do you want to ask us keep questions?
We
'Cause
are
this,
we are moving
This
the
is
TV
bad
right
TV.
now.
This is
chat.
bad TV, guys. We know this is bad TV.
Okay, that is way better, but keep coming if you can.
You can ready up?
You guys can ready
We
up.
can't control it for some reason.
It's not allowing us to ready out.
I got your extra slide. You got another.
So that's all we can do. We can't go back to the lobby.
All right.
Okay, this will help a lot. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now we've got another question here. We've got from Lisa's Instagram saying, how can I find a good guy if I'm always working?
It all comes to priorities. What's more important? So if a relationship for you is more important, then your calendar should dictate that. And so anytime you think, well, they're both important, one has to be priority. And so if you decide that finding a partner is more important than work, then your calendar should reflect that. So that means that you need to spend the time to go out and look for a date, potentially online. But I think it all comes to you just have to decide what is more important and acknowledge that you've made one sacrifice either way.
Come over to me.
Another question. We've got a question from This Is Fine over on Tom's YouTube channel. This Is Fine asks, question, love is a choice. Always, sometimes, or never?
Love is a choice?
Love is a choice. Always,
Yeah,
sometimes, or
always.
never?
You're going to do the dance.
Bada bing,
did.
easy
It's not- for
peasy.
some reason
There
I-
you go.
there
This
we
is
go.
fine.
Let's go. That's how you do it.
Matching tattoos, I want to think it through.
We do this literally every round.
We literally sing it. I'm like, let's get married in Vegas, babe. Okay, sorry. Was there another question? I've never played and answered
let's do
questions
hole in
before,
one.
guys.
There's a first
I,
time for
I love the
everything.
challenge.
Lisa, the question
Okay,
was,
ready?
love is a
Jumping.
choice. Always, sometimes, or never?
I don't think it's a choice. I think love has to be cultivated.
So you'd have to choose to cultivate it?
Yes, I think you do. Maybe, yeah.
Agreed. That's why I said it's always a choice.
Oh, I didn't actually hear your answer. I was too busy
That's
trying
weird
to
that
dance.
it locks us together like that. I've never seen that before.
So yeah, I guess it's a choice.
All right, this is hole in one. But I get why you're hesitating, because you do have to actually be attracted. And there's a ton of that's beneath the surface
Yeah.
that you're not going to be able to control.
Yeah.
Like, you can't control who you're attracted to.
You can't
But
say I
you
will
have to
now fall in
invest
love.
to be in love.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to commit to it, you've got to put work in, and you certainly have to work to stay in love.
So that's a choice, yeah.
Well,
Final
you guys are
answer.
dropping in.
Final answer.
Here's another question.
Let's do it.
We've got one
Oh, hold
from
on.
Yeah.
Joey Commander
Let's go, Joey.
on Lisa's YouTube.
Let's
Said,
go, Joey.
Love you, Tom and Lisa. Heart emoji.
Very kind.
He said, how do you correctly channel your marriage passion into business without conflict?
Who said we don't
I
have
was going to
conflict?
say.
When you find out how, let me
Sword,
know.
sword.
Um,
Did you grab it?
yes, thank you. You got an answer for that, baby? Oh, I just stole your weapon.
Sorry, what was the question?
The
used to
question
that.
was, how do you correctly channel your marriage passion
without-
into
so-
business without conflict?
You're going to have conflict. So, working on a business together is one of the most rewarding and dangerous things that you can do. You are going to have such control over your emotions. You're going to have such clarity on what your priorities are. And you're going to have to define roles. So before Lisa and I decided to do a company together, which right now may seem obvious, at the time I said, look, you can take half the money that we're willing to spend building a business. I'll take half. You go build your company. I'll go build mine. That's perfectly acceptable, certainly to me. But if we're going to build a company together, if we're unable to convince each other, and so we don't agree on which way to move forward, if you're comfortable doing it my way every time that we conflict, then great, we can do this. Otherwise, let's do it separately. And so it was very important that we lay those roles out. Also, it's important to understand that we're good at different things. So Lisa is what's known as an integrator.
There's a hollow here. Do you want a hollow?
I would love one if you already have
I do.
multiple.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
So you can keep answering. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
So that is what I think about that.
You said Lisa's an integrator.
Yeah, she's the integrator, I'm the CEO, so it's vision versus execution. And if everybody understands that it's not that one is better than the other, but they are very different, so keep that in mind.
We've got the truck
Is the
here.
slurp truck?
Yeah. Also, one thing to add is once we agreed and decided on that, we looked at our home lives and we said, okay, what are the things at home?
Go ahead,
Because
Sarah.
I wasn't willing to just then take on business on top of everything that I was doing at home. I knew that that was a recipe for
All
me
right, there's a
being
motorcycle there, but I'm going to push down to the crate.
okay. Me being resentful or feeling like I'm doing everything and why am I the one doing? I'm going to head to the.
Yeah,
gas
there's no
station.
crate here. Okay.
Why am I the one doing everything? And you were super sweet. You were like, yeah, of course. If we're in business together, you shouldn't be doing all the housework. And so we just sat down and laid out, then what does housework look like? And since then, you're the one that feeds the babies and our fur babies, that is. And so that was an agreement that we just wrote out and who's better at what and what you willing to do and what am I willing to do. So we did it in business and in personal.
Yep. Define, define, define. Don't let there be a bunch of unknowns in your relationship because that's where resentment builds up. One person expects, oh, the other person should be cooking and cleaning all the time. And the other person feels very differently.
Yeah.
Ah, wait a second.
Speaking of defining things, we've got a comment from Tom's YouTube from Selena Meyer.
Yeah, we do. What's up,
Thanks.
Selena?
What's the thing you guys love the most about each other? Also known as your favorite characteristic.
Oh,
Okay.
there's a kinetic blade. Do you want the kinetic blade?
If you
keep
don't, I will
doing that,
certainly
Lord.
take it.
Yeah, here you go. All right, so you go first, baby.
Thank you. My favorite thing about Lisa is,
Oh,
she is extremely insightful, and the level of insight that she has allows her to understand her own emotions, to be able to, there's a green hollow here if you want it.
I have one.
To be able to translate that into a very high level of communication, which is exactly how we get to the other side of conflict and problems. But man, when I say it's fun to answer like what's the one thing or the biggest thing, but it really is that she has a nest of different things that come together in a bundle to make it like really work. So for instance, there's car, get out of here. Get out of here. I have mobility.
Yeah, I do have
Okay,
the
I'm
sword.
moving. I'm getting out. Scramble. There's 2 cars. There's one at the gas station as well. So don't get trapped
Sorry,
there.
guys, we're getting shot at. Give me 2 seconds.
Come to me, come to me, come to me.
Where are you?
Up here?
Yeah.
Look at the map.
Come in, yeah.
They're pushing you. Okay.
We've got a
Don't
comment
go down.
here.
Oh, I thought I could.
We've got a comment here from Just Me Debbie Ferrari 071 saying,
need a
"Love you
car.
too. I'm 73 and love watching
Let's
your show.
go.
I learned so much.
We love you
Thank
right
you
back.
so much."
That's so
We
cool.
love you right back. And sorry to make you watch video games. I'm guessing this is not something you're used to doing on a Wednesday. All right,
In
you
case
good on
people are
shield?
just, yeah, I'm good, thank you. In case people are joining, we play video games on the weekends. This is our bonding time. Yes, we do wear matching onesies. And so.
And yes, we play to win.
And
So
we
if
play
at any point I'm playing here with my jaw hanging on the floor, it just means that I am completely engaged in the game. Forgive me.
And they did
I
ask
still
us, they're
hear a
like, we
car.
want to see the real.
Gotta get out of here.
Why is he following us? Do you see a car anywhere?
Yes, I heard them. They're behind you.
Help, help.
Come down, come down,
I'm
come
running.
down. Down, 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 down.
I'm trying.
Yep. Come to me, come to me.
Oh no.
Oh, they knocked me. How did they knock me in a single shot? That's madness.
Come here.
Now, chat, while they're scrambling to
if they,
survive, don't
come back.
forget to please submit some questions. We are taking
Bounce,
them.
get out.
I can't. I'm
you
stuck.
have to go.
I'm stuck. Oh, I hate it when it glitches like that. Sorry, you can
Don't worry
keep.
about me.
Oh, they're chasing me.
Go,
These
go.
mean-
Don't worry about it.
I can't pick up that bicycle.
No, it's a bike. Since when? You've never been on a bike in this game in your life.
I was hoping that it was.
Oh, this is so trash.
Hey, we're doing terribly.
We are so much better than this. Oh, good Lord.
I'm going to blame on answering questions while playing. I'll
It
just blame
doesn't
that.
help, but alas.
And sorry.
As we say in our lives, boys and girls, all 10 fingers of responsibility back to yourselves. So the worst thing about excuses is that they're valid, but yeah. Okay.
And just
Let's
like
do it
that, ready up again. We're going for one more.
Let's go.
All right, one
Let's go.
more.
We're gonna
And
make
we've got
this
some
count.
more questions while we wait for the matchmaking to be
Let's
done.
do it.
We've got a question submitted from YouTube here
Let's hear it.
saying, "Is marriage a good idea for men in the current dating marriage market due to
Yes.
dating apps and social media?"
Yes. Look, this is about finding the right person. If you marry the wrong person, your life is going to be a nightmare and you will have been better off being single. However, if you get good at identifying what the characteristics are in a person that would make them a good long-term partner, and you're able to identify whether the person you're dating has them or doesn't have them, you'll be fine. But I get there are realities to be faced about the way brains are shaped by their environment. So if you're in a swipe situation, you've got to work to find people that have not been destroyed essentially by having this idea that there's always another fish, there's always another fish, there's always another fish. And so one thing that we talked about when we first got together is I said, look, I'm never going to be looking over your shoulder for the next more attractive woman. And this, like, I get that for some people this is shocking, but here's the reality. I am not with Lisa because I believe that she's the most attractive woman in the world. And I told her, I'm not only ever going to have eyes for you, I am committed to you. So even if I find another woman attractive, I'm never going to make a move on that person because I want to share a life with you. And so you don't have to worry if you get ugly. You don't have to worry if you're in a car accident and you get scarred. I love that she's beautiful. I love it, and I have cherished it every day of our relationship. But we're aging, and she isn't going to be traditionally beautiful forever. She might always be beautiful for her age, but let's be real. If you look at the scatter plot of what age men find attractive, that age doesn't change. It's 22. So it doesn't matter how old the guy is, he's always going to find a 22-year-old attractive. I don't want her to be tense about that. It doesn't matter. This is why commitment is such an important thing to understand, that when you commit to somebody, now you get to share that time. Now you remove some of that insecurity and you say, look, this isn't about being hot. Be as attractive as you can. I love it the most and it does a thing to my brain. But the reality is that I'm into you as a human and what we've shared and what we mean to each other. And you can find that in somebody, even now in this environment jumping.
And I just want to add, that was
we are getting top 10 this time.
Oh, okay.
So that means we got to find a car.
All right. I think that's the most beautiful thing to hear, because to me, I don't want to have to worry or be paranoid about, oh my God, there's someone younger or prettier, or let's face it, whether I like it or not, you get more attractive to other women because you've become wealthy in your older age. And so I have to just know that my husband loves me for me, and I'm confident enough to be my own person and not morph into something because I fear that you're going to leave me.
Andy, you've added so much non-physical value to my life.
But it's such a, look, for a woman though, it is hard when you see other men that leave their women that they've been with 100%. For 30 years and then they go and find a 20-year-old. Like, that just sucks. And as a woman, you see that and you hear that and you're then taught by society that that is what men value the most. And so finding you and discussing that and going, that isn't what I value the most, for me allowed me to just accept myself. It allowed me to not worry. It allowed me to just work on my confidence instead of worrying about, oh my God, am I pretty enough? And I do worry that that's where, and look, I don't want to spill into a conversation that isn't like right for this, but I have zero judgment. I got a sword and a shotgun, yeah. I have zero judgment on anyone that gets Botox, plastic surgery, like zero judgment. But I worry because I know myself enough that I may be insecure that if I do one thing, I'm going to do another and do another. And now I'm just trying to morph into something that I think you want versus who's the person I want to be? How do I become that? How do I work on that every single day and know that my husband is going to love me because I'm evolving? And that was so important to me. And then
there's little.
And then same with you is that there are going to be moments that are going to be difficult to handle. There are going to be moments. Do I have what? Shield?
You need shield.
No, I don't have shield. Thank you. Thank you.
And then give me one of those health if you can.
Yeah.
If I could just interrupt, say,
please.
It's honestly so funny to hear you guys be so serious about the game while also answering these serious questions. I need a shotgun. I need a shotgun.
I'm telling you right now, like, when we play to win. But it is the fact that we actually play like competitors that gives us this thing in our marriage where we're constantly practicing leading, taking criticism, understanding what we could do better. Yeah. Like right now, Lisa knows that she should be marking a gas station and isn't.
Sorry, oh no, I know, you're right. I should be marking a gas station. I really want to keep talking about this.
Why did my mini-map disappear? What is happening right now?
Maybe because I'm zoomed in.
Oh, maybe. I don't know why that would be true, but.
Gas station, marking gas station. Bear with me, guys. I will go back to the question.
All right, we've got a juicy one from chat for you guys.
Do we feel like we fully answered it though? Because that's one of those things.
We do.
That's one of the bad news about chat. You do kind of just at some point
I just want to make sure though, because this is one of these things that I think a lot of us women struggle with.
All right, are you comfortable with the challenge, or
do
you want to? There's gunfire here.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
We are making top 10.
Right. No. If you guys feel like I didn't answer it properly, just let us know and we'll keep going. But otherwise, we'll move on to the next question.
That's a bad challenge for us.
The next question is juicy, and it comes from Lisa's YouTube.
Let's go.
Gringa says, "What about your intimate life? Does it get boring after so many years?"
No.
It'll get boring if you let it. Like, you have to work to keep that interesting, for sure. Especially, I'm going to say right now for guys, we are quite literally hardwired for novelty. So you have to really work to make sure that you don't let that happen.
I also have had some sex experts on my show, and they definitely help give me new tips, new ideas. And yeah, being together for a long time, I think it's really important that you don't ever let that die. And so when we first met, you were 24. And so as a male sex drive, it does change. And so I remember, when was it? Maybe a couple of years ago now? because I don't know how much I'm allowed to share, so just tell me if I stop and I share too
go
much.
crazy.
You are a very
It's
sexual
always
man.
weird with having your team around you for these conversations.
We are
I'm going to pretend that they're not here.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't mind telling strangers at all, but
Oh yeah.
I'm
We'll
gonna get
tell
off
the
camera
world,
and be
just
like,
not our team who's standing behind.
"Oh."
So very,
Okay,
very.
motorcycle. Be
Where? I
careful.
don't see them. They're like, stop playing and answer.
Footsteps. Multiple footsteps.
I don't have a.
getting shot?
Yeah, I don't have a hollow. I can't. So yes, so you were a very sexual man when we first met, and obviously we've been together now for almost 25 years. And so a couple of years
I
ago,
think we're going to need another guest.
it was important for me just to ask you if you were satisfied. And so I think as a woman, not even as a woman, I think
ready?
as a
You might
couple,
have to dish
you
this
should
card.
always ask each other whether you're sexually satisfied, what is missing, what do you need, what do I need, and then how do we get to a conclusion, I guess. I can't find a... It's so hard to like answer questions and find like and fight. But yes, so always make sure that you're talking about it. Always ask each other the hard questions of, are you sexually satisfied? If not, what does sexual satisfaction look like to you? Doesn't mean I'm always willing to do it, but always giving each other the space to be honest is the one thing we've always said from the get-go. And so we evolve and we try new things.
There we go. I don't think we're going to make it.
I'm sure everybody.
He's so busy on. He's like.
No, you nailed the question. I don't.
I'm sure everybody in chat enjoyed your guys' answer to that, and I'm sure the team enjoyed that you guys did not dish too many details. Thank you, everybody.
Swapping.
We've got another question from the remote photographer asking, when do you know the relationship is over?
I'll answer that from earlier in the relationship, because now I would basically the relationship's never over at this point for us. It's just always working through it, barring, like Lisa said, no cheating, no beating. That was always the way that we thought about it. So barring that, if I were early in a relationship and I wasn't willing to compromise with that person because it did not feel like they're making my life better enough to be worth all of the compromises inherent in a relationship, then I would bounce.
Oh shit! I got out.
Why'd you get out?
I got out. So I thought you were stopping. I mean,
I'll call get out otherwise.
He's being very nice. Normally he's like, why did you get out? I'm like, I'm sorry. I normally just get out without you saying.
Yes, my wife jumps out of cars literally at random times, even though we've talked about this 1,000 times. And I, while in my own gunfight, will hear her get cracked, which if you play Fortnite, you know exactly what that means. And I'll be like, you're cracked, you gotta stop. And she will keep shooting until she is dead.
It's my personality. I can't help it.
She locks
I want to get the win.
She is my pit bull. Okay, crate. Big crate, grab it right next to you.
Yep, got it. All right. Did we answer the question? Oh, there's a sword. They've really got a sword, babe. Take the sword.
Nice.
And then I've
there's
got
a splash truck as well.
I've got a big shield. Did you get the sword?
I will grab right now.
Did we answer the question?
We
Here,
sure
come
did.
here. Splash.
Yeah, come in.
Now, we're going to throw a couple of fun scenarios at you.
Let's go.
All right.
So, a lot of these are coming from people who have already posted on Reddit specifically. So we just want to hear you guys and your opinions on these scenarios.
Let's do 'em.
So these are like, am I the asshole kind of?
Correct. Am I
Got
the
it.
asshole or r/relationship advice? So, we've got one
They've
here.
got gunfire?
You coming out?
No.
It says,
I don't have a good primary.
am I the asshole for being frustrated with my needy wife? This is a long time coming. My wife is very needy. She demands constant attention and recognition, or else she accuses me of not loving her. She grew up in a codependent family, and they are all the same way. If they don't get their way, they throw a fit and claim to be unloved and isolate themselves. Well, yesterday was my day off, and my wife was at work. It was an unremarkable day for me. Laundry, cleaning, grocery shopping, took a nap, etc. She came home very upset because I didn't text her that I loved her during the day. She said she feels like, I don't have your love. And when I talked to her about it today, I tried to explain how difficult that is for me to hear when we've been married for 3 years. I don't appreciate being accused of not loving her or having done something wrong in that circumstance. She said, what you see as being needy, I see as a necessity. Mind you, she doesn't send me the same kind of messages all the time either. Some days we do, some days we don't. Reddit.
Footsteps.
Am I the asshole?
Okay, so you want to go first?
I'm going to go into attachment styles. I don't know what you were about
Go
to
for
say.
it.
So
Now, there are footsteps here,
I
so
think
be careful.
understanding your
Behind us,
attachment
behind us,
style will
behind us,
make
behind
someone
us.
will make you understand them a lot more. So you guys just have different needs in your relationship because of your attachment styles. So she seems like she's an anxious attachment. And I'm hoping I'm remembering this as I'm playing video games. And it just means that they grew up in a household where it was unstable, that they didn't know where the love was coming from. And so her
There's a
need...
sword here, multiple.
I've already got a sword, thank you.
Yeah.
And so her need comes from just the trauma
They're up
potentially
high, they're up high, they're up
of...
high.
oh God,
Ooh!
I don't know where you're getting shot from.
I got to get in the car.
All right, I'm in. Go. And so her attachment style is she needs you to tell her all the time how much you love her because otherwise she fears you're going to run away. That isn't a necessarily bad quote unquote, it just is the way that she is wired. And so clearly you are probably wired the other way. So you've got anxious
heal.
attachment and then, what is it?
I
you
just
gotta
said
go.
I have to heal.
Okay, so you've got anxious attachment and then avoidant attachment. So avoidant attachment is someone that actually backs off. And what's crazy is that's usually the combinations that end up finding each other. You get the anxious attachment with the avoidant. And so what happens is you've got one person that is like, I need you to tell me you love me, you love me, you love me. And you've got the other person that's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. And so you end up moving like this. You are just talking different languages. It is somewhat that simple.
Okay, back in
I
the
can
car.
be speaking Greek to him. He doesn't understand. So he just looks at me like I'm crazy. I don't understand what you're talking about. So if you use that lens and go, okay, she is just talking a different language to me, then
gonna swap
hopefully that
cars.
allows you to understand her more. And as a woman, you want to be understood and seen. Versus, oh my God, you're so needy, and it's wrong. So you aren't the asshole, but neither is she. All right, now you'll go.
I'll just add to that you just need to negotiate. So people think relationships or love specifically is some magical thing, and that once you're in love, that there's no work. Not only is there work, there's going to be full-blown negotiations. So I'm going to guess that there's something else that's bothering you, that you don't feel secure enough in your relationship with her in some way, either that you're not able to get the space that you need, and maybe it's that simple, and so it feels cloying that she's always like wanting you to text, and as soon as you get home, she wants to be with you. Okay, well, set some boundaries. So Lisa and I have a concept we call selfish time, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna spend this time doing exactly what I want. I'm not gonna compromise for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. I'm gonna do my thing. And because I have that, then when we're together, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure that she has what she needs. Now, my pro tip for marriage is you want to make the person feel a certain kind of way. So if she's not feeling the way that you want her to feel, wow, I'm actually already maxed on bullets. If she's not feeling the way that you want her to feel, completely comfortable and loved and all of that, and you want her to, and you feel like, well, no matter what I do, we never get there, then have her define it. What would I need to do, or what would need to be true for you to feel loved? And when she lays it out, if it's like, oh, okay, those are completely reasonable things. I didn't realize that thing would mean so much to you. I'll give you an example. Something that made my wife every day come up to me and go, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. And when I tell you the punchline, you guys are gonna be like, what? That's what she needed? It's what she needed. It was to boil the kettle for her in the morning. That was it. So that when she woke up, the kettle would already be boiled and she wouldn't have to wait as long to make her, I think back then it was tea.
Oh, footstep.
Might be just one, so maybe we push these guys. If you see a second person, though, I'm less excited. Okay, yep, I only see one. I'm getting out.
Okay, but yeah, the kettle.
Okay, got him.
Oh, well done.
I'm
So,
gonna need to
but
heal.
just to be very clear, I also said it is boil the kettle. It isn't, I want
Yeah,
you to
she
think
didn't
about
make
me
me
in
guess.
the morning. And that's one thing that when you said tell them, you have to be so detailed. There's no miscommunication. Because the amount of psychologists that I've interviewed and therapists where they're like, you have no idea how I have couples that come in my room and they say, he just doesn't listen, he doesn't pay attention, he doesn't do what I need. And then the next week, the guy comes in.
On shield, yeah.
I'm good. The guy comes in and...
You're in the driver's seat.
Oh. Sorry. There you go. Go.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay. The guy comes in, he's like, I was doing the dishes for her, I was putting out the garbage, and then she turns around and she's like, that's not what I meant by I need attention. So be so specific.
Someone right there.
I don't see where.
Right there in the white.
Oh, I slid down, I'm down.
Do you have your sword?
So as an
Push him if you
example,
have a
yeah,
sword.
I'm down here. He's got some.
Nice. Someone else is shooting them. Watch out. I'm back at car. Back to car.
So one of the things that, as an example, we have agreed, I said it earlier, of who's doing what in the household, who feeds the puppies, all of that good stuff. And about 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, you came to me and you said, my needs have changed. And I said, okay, what do you need now in our
still there.
relationship?
Where are they? I think they're up on the mountain.
Are you-
It's
you're
so
so-
hard
should I
to
get
tell
off?
It's even here.
Should I get off? Out?
No.
Thank you. Yeah, see them.
Thank you.
Somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
What
bad.
a
I'm
God.
fleeing.
Oh,
You need to flee.
Yep, yep. I will finish the story. Trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it, guys. So he came to me and says, my needs have changed. Because when you've been with a person for a
Come
long
for a
time,
splash.
of course your needs are going to change. And so I said, okay, what are your needs? And he goes, well, now I really want you to preempt.
Come to me. To your right.
Where are you?
You just ran past me.
Oh, no. Oh, there you go. Sorry. So I said, well, what does that mean, preempt your needs? And you said, I really want to be thought
I
of.
said anticipate technically. but
Anticipate. Here we go. There's another. I've got a keg coming.
Do it.
Keg.
Thank you. All right, we need to get out because the storm is coming.
So I said, what does that mean, anticipate your needs? And he goes, well, around food. And I said, okay, but
Okay,
what
right.
does that mean? And he said, I would love it if you kind of just have food ready for me. What does that mean? Do I need to cook it for you or can I order Postmates? And he was like, no, you can order Postmates. Do I need to plate it for you or can I leave it in a bag outside the front door? And you said, well, no, put it in like this one spot. All right, now I know. You can imagine if I'm just trying to read his mind and he's not being specific enough that I'm now cooking these 3-course meals, I'm exhausted, I can't believe this is what he needs, and then I build resentment and he turns around and is like, I never asked you that. So get so specific so that you can actually show up for your partner. So now you better believe he just has food waiting for him most days, not all the time.
For the record, we did make top 10. We're 9th right now.
Nice. But most days, he has food. So he articulated his need, he was specific about the need, and that gave me the guide to be able to then show up for him.
Thing over here.
Mic drop, by the way.
Let's
Mic
go.
drop. We've got a few
That's
comments
the
over
only
here.
thing when you can't see chat yourself.
I know. I don't know
Like-
if people are loving this or like.
They are
They're all
actually.
saying, "Move on."
We've gotten quite a few comments saying
Lock
that
on
people
gun if
do
you
love
want it.
seeing you guys play video games. And we've got a comment from Oscar from Twitch saying, a comment to Lisa. Lisa, I loved your book, Audio read it, and you did an amazing job on both writing and delivering an outstanding read.
Okay, we're
Now,
right at the storm.
I have a question. Do you think you two would have fallen in love if you had met over the internet?
No, we needed to meet in person. That's for sure.
Oh, as in like if we met online? No, we definitely wouldn't. We wouldn't have swiped. We wouldn't have not swiped. What is the thing you just press
Oh, I'd have
yes?
swiped on you.
No, but I think swipe means you go to the next person. It shows. Oh my God,
They
we're really
cheered,
showing
so
our
I'm
eye.
guessing that
Is it?
that's the good thing.
If you swipe. Oh.
I would have swiped the good way.
Okay, the good way. So you would have swiped the good way. I would have swiped. If I'm going to be very honest, I would have swiped because you're hot.
Away as fast as
No.
you could. Do not
no,
let
no,
her
no,
lie
let
to
me
you.
finish.
I was a mess at the time.
Let me finish. No, what are you talking about? I thought you were hot as hell. But
How'd
the
you
reason
like
why-
how I dressed?
Yeah, no, that. But if it was just a headshot, and then
If
also.
you zoomed in close enough.
But hang on, let me finish, please.
Okay.
Because the
All right,
point
this is happening at
is
the
that if
island,
I
by the
had
way.
seen where you're, like the music. Oh God, no, I don't want to date someone that loves rock music. I'm a hip hop chick. Clothes, I would have been like, oh God, what's up with this guy's fashion? So I would have been very superficial back then. And so I just would have seen his credentials and then swiped off. But when I went on the first date with this man, he was the most intriguing human I'd ever met. You were kind, you were a gentleman, you were the first man to ever open the car door for me, ever on a date. That doesn't show on an app. So I sadly would have swiped off you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's why I think, okay,
Oh,
car.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't normally watch video games or play any video games, Tom and Lisa are currently playing Fortnite. They're playing side by side together, and their main objective here is to be the last two standing within the entire match. So right now is when things are getting a little heated, a little hot and heavy, some might say, in the match.
Someone's flying in.
Where?
Push back up high if you can.
And if you're still watching, please submit your
Storm.
questions.
Yep,
Please
yep.
I can't have to go.
leave us some
You're
things
here.
to talk to Tom and Lisa about. We've got a few queued up, but if you have any
All right,
questions
there's
you want to
7
ask them
people that
about
remain.
relationships, advice, love, marriage,
Right down there.
dog ownership,
Okay, just got one.
let us know.
Top 3.
Let's go.
Top 3. Let's go.
Wait. That means it's us versus one other
Single.
person.
I see
Let's
them.
go. Get the dub.
I can't see him though, damn it.
It's okay, just stay with me. There's a ton of stuff down here, by the way.
Yeah, so
Okay, I just refilled. Keep distance, make them come to us. Because they'll have to pass us to get out of the storm.
So yeah, for my community, I play video games with my husband on the weekends.
Okay, they can kill us because we're like lined up. Move over to the side.
Yeah, I've got to.
Watch out, Storm.
No.
Oh, Storm's actually going to push us to them. Boo.
Damn it.
At least you drop that K. Don't need shield.
I know, but I need my...
Drop it. Just drop it. If you start shooting, you
Yeah,
can get the hell out.
We believe. Everybody in chat, we believe.
I'm down.
Crawl over here.
Get him,
please.
babe, get him.
Crawl over here.
Don't risk dying.
Crawl
No,
over
I'm
here.
trying. I'm in the storm.
Okay.
Ah.
Uh-oh. 1v1.
Come on, babe. You
There
got
goes
this.
V1.
Careful of the storm. Yeah. Well done. I think you can swipe him with the sword, right?
Sort of.
Oh, he's in the storm. Nice. Nice, he's in the storm. Come on, Billy, you got this. Come on, baby.
It is tense in here.
You still got that K too.
He's
Behind the
coming.
rock.
Nice. Yeah, good call.
Drop coach. He's right there. You see him. I'm locked in now.
Oh, can you see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sniper.
Yeah. Well done. He's cheeky.
That's how you
That was
do
all
it.
for you, chat.
Let's go.
That was all. That was a true
Get those
test.
dubs. Let's get those dubs.
Strong.
Let's go.
Love it.
So
Let's
literally, I mean,
go.
come on the weekend when you team up like this and you win, it's like it feels great.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Going up. We're going into the confession.
Let's go.
Confessional.
We got you there. We got you there, you nice. You wanted that dub,
And I got it, baby.
and you got it. All right.
All right, everybody.
In case people are just joining, we have no idea what we're about to be asked. Apparently, this is the confessional. Oh, thank you, baby.
You have my heart.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the confessional with Tom and Lisa Bilyeu.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
We've got a few questions, rapid fire questions that we're
All
going
the
to
people
ask of
behind
you
camera.
here.
Yes. Rapid fire. Let's do it.
Let us do it. All right. So we want to learn a little bit more about Tom and Lisa, their origin story, and what, how it came to be. So we've got who made the first move?
Me for sure.
What was your first date?
What was it? He took me to a restaurant.
Here we go.
You can't call it a
Here we go.
It's the best story ever.
This is why when people say, what do I do to propose to my girlfriend? I always say, give her a good story because she's going to be telling that story forever.
Ever.
First date stories also matter.
So I spend like hours and hours getting ready. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. First date, you want to put on your best outfit. And I open the door, he comes to pick me up and he's still in his work clothes. He didn't even go home and change, which didn't even dawn on you. But then we got to your car and then I said earlier, you opened the car door for me. But then we said we were hungry. We went to go for dinner.
To my favorite restaurant, I want to be very clear.
And it was a actually really good Chinese restaurant, but it was in a strip mall with a B rating. And for anyone who doesn't live in America, a B rating is the one step before they close you down because there's cockroaches. That's the restaurant we went to. But it was the most magical dinner because we just connected. So.
Aww.
And since then, we used to go to that restaurant outside and take a photo for 20 years.
Has that restaurant finally been
It's
shut
now
down?
it
got
got shut down a
while
long
ago.
time ago.
But it was like another restaurant
I wonder
replaced
why
it.
I have gut issues.
Yeah, it was that night.
All right, we've got another question saying, where did you get married?
In London.
In
Which
London?
for me was like the craziest trip ever.
Very traditional Greek.
Greek Orthodox. I had to be
church.
christened, which was a whole thing unto itself.
If you ever
The
saw
whole-
my big fat Greek wedding, that was our lives.
In fact, if you've seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you know everything about our wedding. Literally everything. It is that movie. I could not believe it came out the summer that we got married.
So 200
Just
guests.
you guys.
Insane.
Oh yeah, 200 guests, 190 were Greek and my side, and then 10 were his. And they
That
came.
is not fake. That's literal.
God bless the Americans where they're like, what is happening? Why are you smashing plates? Why are you dancing funny?
All true.
We've got, when did you realize you loved each other?
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's easy. So we'd been seeing each other for a while in America. She had to go back to England. And when she went back to England, I said, hey, I'm going to come see you.
We're only dating for a month.
When you left 2 months. Because we had a month while you were still in school, then a month after, then you left.
Give or take a couple of weeks, it's fine.
Okay. And man, if this was us alone on the weekend, we would debate that point. We'd be looking at receipts.
I would
and
show him facts.
But it's important to let your wife be wrong silently. So we'll let that stand. And the funny thing is, she's so much better at this than me. I know. Despite my confidence,
you're being so cocky in front of the camera.
Look.
You even say I have the credibility when it comes to my memory.
That
Anyway,
is
go on.
100% true. So we were seeing each other for an undetermined amount of time. And then I went to visit her in England. And on the flight back, I was like, literally said to myself, because I'd never been in love before. And my mom had given me a description of love that I thought was, once it happened, I was like, oh my God. What she said was, you'll know you're in love when you feel about that person in a way that's so strong, you think to yourself, there's no way two people have ever felt like this for each other before. It's just not possible. And that was exactly how I felt. And so I had my sister drive me straight to it wasn't Borders, but anyway, a bookstore to buy a CD.
Dido.
Of what we had been listening to, which was Dido, and played it all the way home. And my sister's like, what is happening? Because I was the rock guy. And that's when I knew that I was in love. That very minute.
And then you emailed me.
I did.
Because this was back in email. There's no
text.
text message. So you emailed and I remember it was like a couple of days before Christmas and I was with my mum and we were putting like the Christmas table together. And she's like, what's up? Like, you're very quiet. And I was like, Tom just told me he loved me. And she's like, did you reply? And I said, not yet. And she was like, why? And I said, because I'm scared. Because I loved you too. But I was like, but you live in America. And I remember my mom was just like, but you got to tell him.
God bless your mom.
God bless my
Your
mom.
mom is very good peeps. Very
And
good
last
peeps.
question, real quick. Why do you think it lasted so long?
We are hyper good at two things: managing our emotions. Three things: managing our emotions, giving grace to the other person, and communicating. And if you do those three things, you're going to be fine. But think of grace as shock absorbers. So the other person is legitimately acting a fool. The other person has legitimately done something that hurts your feelings. And if you need retribution, you're going to be in trouble. But if you can be like, I get it, they've had a really stressful day, or they're going through something hard right now, and so I'm just going to let it go. It is what it is. It's not a big deal. I know they love me, and get beyond. Or like with our strategies around an early thing that we learned was speak in insecurities. So, hey, I'm mad, and I'm mad because you've triggered an insecurity. This is the insecurity, and I know ultimately it's my responsibility to deal with this, but it would help me a lot if you would stop like putting a finger on that thing. That took us a while to figure out. Like, we would get in screaming matches, and 8 hours later be like, this was actually about something way different than what we were arguing about. And so once we began to realize, oh, the thing under it, what we call don't argue about the T, long story, but we would try to get to the real issue, and we realized the real issue is basically always an insecurity. And so by just like winning the argument for us is who's the first to admit their insecurity. And if you can get to that, then it's like, cool, we can process through.
And then, I mean, there's so many things, but the being able to shift out of that state and not stay there, because we would spend days and days just arguing about something and then going, wow, if we could just have broken that emotion, we would have had a very different days. And so the one rule we have, should we do it on camera? Because obviously we haven't prepared for this, but we know what we're going to do. So the thing that we do is whoever emotionally sobers up first goes into the room and does this. Baby! Even when you're mad, whoever does it first, and then we've got a rule that the other person has to reciprocate. So imagine we've just had a big argument, and I'm furious, and he walks out, and I walk out. And then he just walks in because he's been able to emotionally sober first. He walks in and he does,
baby!
And I'm like, baby! It's so hard to do, but just baby. So as soon as you do it, it's the arms up, it's the pitched voice, and it's the agreement that it's our way of saying, I still love you. I still want to be there for you. And whatever we're going through right now, we can get over. And so agreeing to that action, agreeing to what we have to do to respond, and then agreeing to what that all means has literally saved us so many days of just arguing over nothing, basically.
Thank you for joining us over at our confessional. We've got some new areas for you guys to go to.
Let's go.
Right over here.
Let's do this.
Does it matter what side we sit on?
Well,
You're on the far side.
Let's
Same
go.
side you guys are on, yeah.
All right.
now for those of you who are just tuning into our stream, Tom and Lisa are answering your questions about love, relationships, dating, marriage, anything and everything.
Let's do it.
And we've got some fun, questions for them here. We're going to put them to the test a little bit. And I know they're looking at each other.
Technically, I'm reading chat.
Let's
go.
He's reading the
Yeah.
chat.
So by the way, so people know, if we look this way, we can see all of your guys' comments from Instagram, from YouTube, from both of our channels. So come on, bring on the questions and the comments. We're watching.
Let's go.
Right before we get into the questions real quick, we are going to do a giveaway.
Let's go. Giveaway.
We want to thank you guys for being here in the chat. And what we're going to be giving away today, we're going to be giving away a $60 gift card to the Cheesecake Factory. And we're actually going to be giving away 2 of those right here, right now.
So you can go and have a lovely dinner.
Exactly. Take yourself out. If you're single, take yourself out. Why not? It's about love. It's not about somebody else,
or
right?
Take your girlfriend, because it's
Valentine's
Valentine's Day soon.
We got some subs here. We got to shout out those subs.
We've got Parzival with gifting some subs over on Twitch. Parzival, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Parzival says, "Oh man, I love Cheesecake Factory."
Yeah, buddy.
Don't we all?
When a little story. Sorry, I'm always full of stories. When we sold Quest, the very first time we sold part of it, and our lives changed forever. My husband turned around. He's like, "Baby, I will take you anywhere. Where do you want to go?" Where do you think I said, guys? The Cheesecake Factory.
It's literally true. Weird, maybe, but true.
All right, so what we're gonna do right now, in order to win those $60 gift cards, only one winner per gift card, so you can't win both. I'm sorry. All you have to do in the chat is type in the word love. Just type in the word love.
Let's go. Love.
If you want to enter to win the gift card, type in the word love. And Tom and Lisa are seeing your responses on the screen. And once we get the go-ahead that we've got enough entries, oh my gosh, I'm seeing them flood in. Hello, everybody. Yes,
Come
Do it.
on,
that's
people.
what I'm talking about.
Let's go.
Tom and Lisa are each going to pick one person from the chat at random.
All right, just as we see him scroll
Just
by.
as you see them scroll by.
All right.
Stacy.
There
I just
you
saw
go.
Stacy.
All right, you got to move the cursor once fast, so it goes somewhere random.
Stacy over.
All right, Super Blue.
on-
I just saw Super Blue. As long as Super Blue actually said love. Oh, lust.
Ah!
Of course. That
Isn't an
hilarious.
accident, Billy.
That is the funniest thing ever. All right, well then while we're stopped here, Lygia Summers actually said love. There you go.
And Stacy, who is also on YouTube.
Thank you guys. All right, so Stacy and Lygia Summers, please go ahead and you'll reach out to our lovely producer Drew over here on YouTube or on our channels. And he will get your contact information in order to send you the giveaway prize.
Tanya, thank you for the kind words. Very nice.
I love that. God bless you, Joel. You still wrote love even though you can't get the gift card because you
Respect.
don't live in America.
Respect. Just Covino's in the house. Let's go.
All right, so we've got some questions right here.
All right.
And we're going to put you guys through a little scenario again. Are you ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Ready, Freddie.
This comes from r/relationship advice. My wife, who's 44, and me, 44 as well, have been a couple for almost 20 years. Married
Nice.
for 12. Two
I like it.
children. Turns out, my wife never really fell in love with me.
Ooh.
I'm confused and unsure what to do. TLDR. Wife never fell in love with me to begin with. Apparently, I was her B choice / convenience choice.
Youch.
And it makes me look upon our relationship in a very different way.
Yeah,
I'm
obviously.
confused and unsure what to do.
Okay, so the only honest answer is the only way forward would be to sit down and have a moderated conversation with a therapist to answer one question only. Does it make sense to move forward? So one, the context of that is so important. I need to understand, did she say that in a moment of hurt and she was trying to wound me, and that was something that was true at the beginning of the relationship, but now she is deeply in love and just couldn't imagine? Or she's like, I think of us more as roommates, and I love you as a person, but I'm not in love with you. Life is too short, and then I would peace the fuck out. And so all of that, from my perspective, would need to be you just really got to go deep on that one. That they've shared so much life. So a lot of questions. So now let's run it as a thought experiment. If we run it as a thought experiment, and it's you were my B choice in the beginning. I was being sincere about that. But the honest answer is, when I think about it, I have come to love you in the most profound way. And like an arranged marriage, which people poo-poo, but they tend to last because you find a very deep and profound connection with that person. Then there could be something there. But I'm a big believer that life is very short. Relationships are a lot of compromise. And I personally do not have a hard time being alone. So I would only want to be in a marriage that was full of love, where it was reciprocated, we were equals. And if that's not where we're at, fair enough, thank God you know, and you can move on. It will not be easy to process. Trust me, it has nothing to do with you. This is a her thing, because why would you marry somebody if you're not in love with them? That, again, so I hope you don't beat yourself up over it. I know that that's devastating to hear. I totally understand the reframe. You're playing your life back like in Sixth Sense and suddenly seeing it from a different perspective. But that's how I would play it. I wouldn't respond flippantly. I would want to explore and make sure I understood the truth of where we were at. But if the truth of where we're at is we're more like roommates, then I would move on, knowing how brutally difficult that would be.
Lisa,
I think you nailed it.
You nailed it? Perfect. On to the next scenario. We've got Reddit. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend how I feel about her screen time? After taking her out to dinner and sitting front row at a comedy club, having a pretty great night, we came home and like clockwork, she whips out her phone and starts scrolling. I've gone to couples therapy alone for a few months now and was told that when that bothers me, I should find a way to distract myself. Besides, I was making a dessert in the kitchen and doing the dishes, so I didn't necessarily need any of her attention. I had a few seconds to sit down in between making her favorite, which is blueberry pie, and felt like trying to start a conversation, since she was on her phone at dinner and the drive to and from the comedy club. I saw that she was on her most frequent subreddit, Am I the asshole? So I pointed out that a lot of these stories seem like people are just doing some creative writing exercise, trying to get sympathy for other people being assholes in response to their own totally normal or even abnormally good behavior. I pointed out how after these scenarios, real or not, always follow a blueprint that's just virtue signaling disguised as a lame story, where tons of detail goes strictly into the evidence. Now, do you think I would like to say that she didn't deserve this, and I'm telling her, sorry, I'm jumbled my words. Now, I'd like to tell her she didn't deserve this, but I'm telling her that she blew up on her phone, and I didn't want her to be on her phone anymore. I tried to calm her down and apologize immediately. She wasn't having it and walked outside, did something I'm still not sure how to process this. Am I the asshole for telling her I'm tired of her being on her phone?
No. I think, though, were you about to say something?
No, please.
Okay. So for me, it's about making sure that you're always articulating the problem. And then part of it is you need to think about, am I communicating to her the there's some sort of music going on here. I'm not sure if that's a note to us or not, but to communicate that to her in a way that creates rules and boundaries. This is what Tom and I do. So I'm going to give a real world example. Tom wears headphones a lot, because he's always learning. Now, I know for him, he's a guy that prides himself on always learning, always growing. And so I never want him to change, or I never want him to influence, like if he's very ambitious and he cares about knowledge. So I didn't want to come in as the needy person, but over time it actually did bother me because now we're in a room constantly and he's got his headphones in. So I go, okay, he's not doing this deliberately, but it doesn't serve me anymore in our relationship for what I need. So I said to him, babe, can you please not have your headset on all the time? That's so vague. That's so vague. So he's like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, well, when we're in the same room together and I want your attention, I have to tap you on the shoulder and you have to take off the thing. He's like, but half the time you're not talking to me. So do you want me to just stand here in silence? So we just kept talking through it. And then we came to a conclusion of, okay, babe, if it's during work hours, like this is how specific we get. If it's during work hours and he's got his headset in, it usually means he's working and it's in the hours of understandably that we are business partners. But when it goes into our personal time and he's got his headset in, if he walks into the room, I ask him to take it out. So it got to the point where he was automatically taking them out before he walked in the room. So we discussed it, we had agreements around it, we put boundaries around it, and then we came to an agreement that made us both happy. So for you, if she's always on her phone, you want to identify why it bothers you. Is it because you want more attention? That's very fair. That's not a bad thing. But then say that. I love being around you. I really want, when we're together, I want us to connect. And right now, I don't actually think we can connect every time you're looking at your phone. That's explaining how you feel, what your needs are, but you're not making her feel badly. I think the problem comes when people go into a scenario and they're trying to blame the other person. I can't believe you do X, Y, and Z. That only is going to shut them down. It's only going to make them feel badly. And it makes them feel like that you're judging them. Lastly, it makes them feel like you are right and they are wrong. There is no right or wrong in this scenario. It is a preference. So if you're able to talk in feelings, in preferences, and then come up with a system, like in business, that goes, when you come into the room, please don't pick up your phone. When we go on a date, please don't pick up your phone for the next 3 hours. Be specific. And then as the other side, then say to your girlfriend or to your wife, now what is it that you need that I can do? Because this does go both ways. There's probably something that you do that she doesn't like, that she's not telling you. So now if you guys can give each other the grace to then open up and tell each other what you actually want and then put boundaries around it, then you can actually deliver on it and then you feel seen because they're delivering on it.
Anything to add?
Yeah. What she said.
All right, we've got another one here saying,
Why are we back to back, by the way? I
I
assume
have
this
a
is going to
feeling
come
there's
in.
a game coming up.
we got something
All right.
coming. You guys are getting a little ahead of yourselves here, but we've got a question asking, what is more important, love or compatibility?
The honest answer is I don't think that you're actually in love unless you're compatible. You might be infatuated, you might be in lust, but the odds that you are in love, as I would define it, are basically zero. So in that sense, by my definition, love is more important because it is the bigger, more encompassing thing, but you're not going to get there without compatibility. So call compatibility necessary but not sufficient.
And Lisa, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think you need both of them. I could love you.
If you had to rank order them, though.
I think you need compatibility first in a relationship.
There you go.
There we go. You heard it here first, folks. We've got a few questions from the chat, and we've got a few people from the chat saying, K, L, and R, and more from Lisa's YouTube saying, what an amazing way to celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm loving this. Thank you, guys.
Aww.
Shout out to the team, man. The team went hard in the paint on this one. We said we wanted to do something, and they got like good and proper extra with it.
So yeah, that's something that we're definitely leaning into. I do a lot of relationship content on my show, Women of Impact, and I talk about relationships a lot on my Instagram, but really kind of seeing the behind the scenes of how we think and how we navigate. It's so hard to do in one social post or on an IG story, and no matter what businesses we've built, my greatest joy and achievement in life is our marriage. And so knowing that, I think that if we can ever help people in building a relationship as strong as ours, it's a life well lived.
I love it. Elena, welcome. Martina, welcome. Shout out to Ireland is in the house.
Woo.
So yes, indeed. Osborne for Travel. Let's go. Good to see you guys all.
Comaria from Lisa's Instagram asks, I'm afraid of dating. How can I be myself?
Why are you afraid of dating? I think that's a question, like, is it that you feel like you just can't find the right one? It's a waste of time. You haven't been treated well in the past, and so now you're worried about going out. Like, I think that finding that out. And then for me, if I found myself single now, I think I would go, okay, what is it that I'm looking for? What are my non-negotiables? What are my boundaries? What is the thing that I need or the thing that I'm looking for in a relationship? And I wouldn't do a checkbox like, he has to be tall, he has to earn this much money. I would look for personally someone that was ambitious. I would very much know what I was looking for, being open to someone actually not fitting into that mold. But ultimately, what do I stand for? What are my values? And can I find someone that respects those values? Because I think often, from what I hear about the dating scene now, and I do think that I was like this as well, is I was just trying to win the guy. I was just trying to win you. I wanted you to like me so that I could feel good about myself, and I'd be like, I got the hot guy. But it would be completely different now. I would figure out who I am and then go from there.
Tom, any words of wisdom?
I got so lost in all these questions. What's the TLDR?
The TLDR is, if you're afraid of dating, how can you be yourself?
You just can't have fear of loss. So this goes a lot better for guys. I will just say that you really just have to say in all of these exchanges, I am a filtering mechanism. I'm just trying to find the person that resonates with who I actually am. Now look, you want to put your best foot forward, but you got to be who you are. And so I went from I could not get laid to save my life to feeling like, okay, this is now my choice. If I want to pursue somebody, I can actually be successful. All by going, yeah, it's okay. The vast majority of people are not going to be interested in me. But when I find the person who is, I've so been being myself. I've now got somebody who's interested in who I actually am. So now I just need to be myself. And that was a huge breakthrough for me. Look, I didn't have the internet. So it was growing up was what you could read in magazines. It was all very confusing. So yeah, the lesson is no fear of loss.
No fear of loss. All right, now we're gonna have you guys sit back to back.
All right, here we go.
We have no idea what we're doing, by the way, guys.
Now, I have a feeling we're going to be asked questions about who does this more,
Tom, you're
that
ruining
kind of
it.
thing. Am I ruining it or am I getting it and I'm helping everybody?
We've got the
By the
newlywed
way,
game, even though you guys have been married
Oh, we've always wanted to play this. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on. This is our shot. You know,
right,
you
babe.
give the answer you would give if you're on national television.
Okay?
Okay? Don't give some subtle shit where it's like, no, but that one time.
Yeah.
This is archetypal. You with me?
The pressure is real.
We're gonna give you guys
We've always wanted to know if we do well.
2 seconds to raise a person's head. So
Okay.
Lisa or Tom's.
Yeah.
Yep. And you guys, you know.
So it's just one or the other.
One or the other.
And we should probably do it towards camera.
Yep.
Oh, which one?
Towards the camera.
Middle
Tom,
camera?
you are right over here. Lisa, you're right over there. Yep.
Is that good, that framing? All right.
All right.
So up here.
Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm nervous.
I'm not. We've been waiting for this moment our entire lives.
25 years this has been coming. All right.
Who's messier? Tom!
Guaranteed.
All right, back down.
If she put
Of course
anything
it
else
was
up,
you.
yeah.
I'm not doubting that.
All right, ready? Who is more likely to, quote, have a headache / not be in the mood? Lisa!
Ding.
Baby.
No need to guess that one.
Who is more likely to start an argument?
Ooh.
1, 2, raise.
Who did you say?
And
What's funny?
We're both blaming ourselves, which is such an insight into our personalities.
Yeah.
The answer there is it takes two to tango. So.
But yeah.
Yeah, that one doesn't have an obvious answer. So.
All right, so we let each other off on that one?
Yeah.
well,
for sure.
technically you guys would have failed on national
No,
television.
but going home, we feel good about it. We feel good about that one.
All right, who is the bigger baby when they are sick?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, Tom. Who's more likely to initiate sex? Tom. Who said I love you first? Tom. 3 for 3. That's crazy. Who works out more? Lisa. Who do the dogs love more? 1, 2, 3, go. Lisa.
Did you put me?
Okay,
Yeah.
ready? Next one.
That's hard though. 'Cause
I
it
know, I
depends what-
waved both.
I know, it depends what
But
mood they're in.
in the final analysis.
Daddy feeds them though.
Now, if one of you died, who would get remarried first? Go. 1, 2, 3.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
I
talk
did it
about
upside
it.
down.
Let's talk-
Basically,
Lisa put
neither
them
of
upside
us.
down, and Tom
Oh.
said Lisa.
Yeah, just because I've told her you need to find love again and all that, and so that's important. That's more me encouraging her to do it. Whereas for me, I don't even know if I'd ever date again.
I worry. I've even said to the team here, I was like, if anything happens to me, guys, please help him because he will go into a hole and just
Yes.
work himself to death.
Correct.
But for me, like,
I
I just
prefer to say work until I die, but yes.
very different.
That's
It is, because
no, I get
I
it.
hope it's like 120.
Yeah, no, I get
But-
it. Yeah, I wouldn't get remarried though.
All right.
Only one hubby for me.
Oof,
Who?
God, don't let that be true, boys and girls.
Who is more gullible?
Who did you do?
If it
We've
you
got
don't
both
have you
Lisas.
up.
Oh, I
then
do, but she didn't say
I was
anything, so I was
gonna
like,
say.
uh-oh.
Sorry,
I was about to
off
like
camera,
have to
off
call
camera.
somebody out here if that is not the case.
No, I put me.
Who is more likely to cry?
Oh God.
Now,
One, two,
Over
go.
yes.
In fact, at the beginning of our relationship,
Yes, but
now,
the
It's
moment we're in, how about that?
Okay.
The moment that you're in,
Yes.
it is Lisa. Lisa.
Yes.
but when we first met,
Tom.
Because I used to joke that she's dead inside because she would not cry over anything. It's
yeah,
crazy. She's making up for lost time.
perimenopause people is real. The tears are real. The emotions are real.
Who
True.
is the better gift giver? Lisa. And now, tell us the best gift you've given each other.
Oh wow. So she gave me a guitar when we were broke. And I was really excited to learn. It was one of those where it's so far beyond what you should be spending money on. That is a prized possession.
I will tell you the worst gift I got
That
from my
is the
husband,
right story to tell.
which is
That will drive home the point.
it will drive home the point.
God, I hate that this is a true story.
So don't ever hint. I thought you can't tell a guy what you actually want. That's
Yes,
going to
you
make
can.
you seem needy.
Say
So
what
I literally thought I'm just going to hint to him. I'm just going to hint to him, let him know that I want something. And over time, he's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" This was our first Christmas together, and I was like, "Well, I've been hinting." So God bless him. He's like, "I've nailed it." So at Christmas time, there's a box under the Christmas tree. I'm like, it feels like the right size. I open it. I wanted a watch, like a little cheapy watch from Guess, and it was teeth whitening strips.
Yeah.
You are hearing me correctly, people. He got me teeth whitening strips, and I was hinting for a watch. So first of all, I was
Yeah.
like, have I really complained about my teeth that much? And then two, did you really think I wanted teeth whitening strips?
Yes.
So God bless him, he did. That was the lesson that we learned very early on. Do not test your partner. So
Or at least not if your partner's me.
So do not, I got him a guitar. He got me teeth whitening strips.
They weren't the same Christmas. How dare you?
But that was a lesson that we learned very early on. In a relationship, no matter what, you just don't test them. Actually say what you want and give them the chance to then show up for you. Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Ova, that is 100% correct. That is 100% correct.
Do I prefer teeth whitening or knowing the time? That's a great question.
We've got someone saying, who is more competitive?
Ooh, at what though?
Just in general. Who's
At
more
games, it's me,
Lisa. And in life?
Tom. Don't you think?
Tom stayed Lisa.
It's the only thing that matters.
didn't vote.
Oh, I'm
Stay
just
Lisa.
answering.
Oh,
Full
okay.
stop.
Everything's
In
Lisa
life.
now. That's great.
No. Oh, wait, I did put Lisa. I meant to put me. Sorry, I'm way more competitive. For sure.
But at games, at Christmas
Games,
time,
yeah. But like in life,
Just so we can shout
Oh,
out.
Shankerful to win a game.
Just so we can shout out some chat here. We've got Ricky Martinez saying Tom
go,
plays
Ricky.
guitar? Question mark.
Yes.
Tom played
He
guitar.
played
I
guitar.
haven't
He
played
knows how to speak Greek. He's got a
15
lot of.
years.
He knows how to break dance.
Woo!
Oh, he.
Twice in my
Tom
life.
knows
We've
how
been
to break
together for almost 25 years. I've only ever seen him break dance twice. He won't do it very often.
If
Twice.
you, now that the internet exists and you can see what real breakdancing looks like, I look terrible. But for when I was a kid, sure.
Everyone wants to see you break dance.
No, they
I
don't.
was
We
They
all want to
think
see
they
break.
do.
The chat
I
said,
wasn't
I want to see
No.
Tom breakdance. Breakdance, we
Guys,
need to see it.
good
He
luck.
refuses to play.
25
breakdance
years,
so hard.
twice. You did hear me say 25 years, twice.
Yeah. Good luck. This is where you guys wish
Proof
that
or
I succumbed to peer
shenanigans.
pressure, and I
He won't
literally
succumb
am
to-
immune to peer
He
pressure.
is very immune to peer pressure.
We're going to ask you guys one more question here before we swap over. And this one has to do with relationships. So you don't need the
No
heads
faces?
anymore.
Okay.
I think we did well,
I think we
baby.
did great, baby.
I think we did well too.
We did very well.
I think if you guys were on national television, you guys would have lost because of that one question, technically. But in my heart,
She's rough.
you win.
man.
You
She's
win.
harsh.
This one.
You,
She's intimating there's another couple that got 100%.
I want to see
don't
it.
buy it.
I don't buy it
Yeah,
either, babe.
you know what? I don't know anyone who probably would have scored 100%. But if I was a teacher, I'm knocking you off for that one.
Ova, that's brilliant.
What?
I might actually be willing to do that. Oh my God.
Ova said,
To make it an emote.
To make it an
because
emote
then it
and
can
put it
be
in
bad,
cursive.
because that's what's funny. That is genius.
Some people have no idea what you're talking about right now.
That is genius. But if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
one more question before we move on to the next one. It's going to be Moe in Heels said, adore you guys and listen to your guys' pods on the regular. What was your first conflict and how did you guys remedy it?
Oh, I don't even remember.
I mean, I don't know the first one, but oh no, I actually do remember.
I believe you, but I have no
I don't
idea
know
what
if
you're
it's
about to say.
So we were on the underground. You came to London to visit. See my
This is the
memory.
first time?
It's the one that made my radar when she asked.
Yeah.
We were on the underground. You came to visit. You asked me to come back to America because we were really like getting along. And you're like, hey, I want you to come back to America. And I said, I need to ask my dad. And that was off. You're like, you have to ask. I was 21 years old. And you're like, you have to ask your dad. And I was like, yeah. And you're like, I don't understand. Why do you have to ask your dad? And I was like, well, you don't get it. My dad's Greek and we're Greek and it's a Greek father thing. And so that was the first little bicker. It wasn't the first argument. The first rowdy, oh my God, screaming match was the tea argument, which is over actually a cup of tea. I don't know how many people have already heard the story. I don't know if we want to tell it again or if people already know the story, but it was over a cup of tea. We were going on vacation, Tom was driving, and it got so bad. Over a cup of tea, it was so bad that he actually turned the car around on vacation to drive back home. And that's
All
the one
true.
we realized that actually we weren't arguing about the tea. It was about what the tea meant to us.
It was crazy. Never argue about the tea.
Never argue about the tea.
Facts.
We
All right,
are
there's whispering.
we are fixing some things over here on the backside.
Oh, while you
All
fix it,
right.
we'll,
So
so
if-
we'll tell the story of the tea until you're ready.
Well, also, we'll shout out some people. First of all, OG Shay, by the way, an incredible member of this team, but she is remote. It's wonderful to see her there. Earlier, speaking of teammates, we had a question come from Stephanie. And Stephanie, the answer is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
What was the question?
It's more fun if you only know the answer.
It's never about the tea.
Tanya, it takes two strong people to make it last. I will agree with you very much. Chris Michael is
Give us the
correct.
tea.
Give us the tea. All right, spill the tea now.
All right, so the very quick story until these guys are ready. So Tom had surprised me with a trip to somewhere. It was driving distance.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara, well done. And he'd worked a lot, and I'm very understanding. I knew who I married. I knew that I married a very ambitious man, and so I'd never ask him to do anything less. And so he was working all the time. And all of a sudden, he surprised me with this trip. And so we wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I can't believe we're going on this trip. I'm gonna have my cup of tea. I'm British. We start the day with the tea. I'm like, this is so amazing, oh my God. And he started getting annoyed with me about having my cup of tea. And I was like, but I'm just having a cup of tea. And he was trying to rush me out the door. And I'm like, if I have my cup of tea, I'll be much better to be around. So we start arguing about the fact that I was having a cup of tea and he wanted to leave for the vacation. So we get in the car, we start taking off, and as you know, it starts to escalate and escalate and escalate. Before you know it, we're screaming about the damn tea. And then he turns the car around, we're on the freeway, and then he turns around, and what we realized after a ton of screaming matches and just going on and on, it had nothing to do about the tea. It was what the tea represented. So for me, the tea represented that here it was, I had been so understanding the fact that he was working so hard and that I didn't bother him, and I was being so understanding that he appreciated me being so understanding. So he wanted to give me the best day, right? The best day. So the best day to me is starting with a cup of tea. So I was like, I don't understand. If you're doing all of this, I obviously didn't say this at the time, but you're doing all of this for me to be able to have to enjoy myself, and you're having a go at me for having a cup of tea? And then your perspective on the whole situation was?
That I hadn't taken a vacation. I have not hit my goals. I hadn't taken a vacation because I need to work to hit my goals. I hadn't hit my goals. You were poor. I had you clipping coupons, even though I'd promised your dad I would make you wealthy. I was anxious about being away from work, and I thought, well, if we're going to do this and we're going to spend the money that we don't really have, then at least we can get to the hotel the second they will let us in the room, and we can make the most of the vacation and get our money's worth. And it felt so disrespectful to me that you were wasting that time, like you didn't even care. We could have had a cup of tea without taking a vacation. So I could not get inside your head to understand where you were coming from. I just saw that, like, that's when I realized, oh, this is about an insecurity that I have, that I'm never gonna make you rich, that I'm gonna be a failure, that your dad's gonna be right, that you shouldn't have married me. And so once I realized all of that, and honestly, it went like this, yelling, screaming, the whole thing, I turned the car around. Now, as I turned the car around, I realized we're actually going to not have this vacation because we're having this argument. There was a voice in my head screaming, this isn't about the tea, you know it's not about the tea. So I was like, what is this about? And so then I just said to her, look, there's no way that we're this mad about a cup of tea. So what are we really fighting about? And then I started speaking in my insecurities, and she started speaking in hers. And then it was like, okay, I get where we're at.
And that happened 20 years ago? Maybe
More.
a bit longer?
Yeah.
And so now we even use it as, is this the tea moment? Are we talking about the tea?
Yeah.
There you go.
Never
That's the
argue
tea
about
story.
And that's the tea story. And we're going to have our two lovely guests here rise.
Oh.
Because we got another
We've
giveaway.
got another
Let's
giveaway.
do
We're
it.
going to send you guys back over to our favorite confessional corner.
Let's go. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Aw.
Except each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, except Eunice.
Yeah.
Except me. All right.
Because-
I feel like I need a
Nice.
little stepping stool here.
And actually, I wish I got you an apple box.
I know, yeah, an apple box.
What we're going to do right now, we're going to be giving away another gift card
Let's
love it.
go.
to the Cheesecake Factory. And we're going to also be giving away one 15-minute video call with Tom and Lisa themselves.
Let's go.
You guys are going to be able to ask them questions, you know, tell them how much you love them,
Wow.
or yeah, I mean,
a lot of
yeah,
pressure.
or just have a one-on-one
Just
chat
come
with
and hang,
them. Yeah,
come and hang out with us
them.
and have a cup of tea.
So what we need you guys to type in the chat right now is the word romance. Type the word romance if you guys want to win a one-on-one video chat with Tom and Lisa, or a Cheesecake Factory gift card.
Let's
Romance.
go.
It's in the
Romance
air.
it up. Let's go.
Romance.
Coming
I'm saying
in,
romance.
coming in hot and heavy there.
And as always, Tom and Lisa will do the honors here. Whoa, they are flooding in here.
It's going so quickly.
It is. Well,
right.
that's part of the gist here. And
Are we just supposed to choose someone then?
you guys can choose
All right.
anyone you want.
Deborah Cubety.
Deborah Cupty over
Let's
from
go.
YouTube. Deborah.
Oh no, she actually didn't write romance. That's hilarious. She put let's go.
Oh, she did.
Oh, she did.
I
Oh,
see it right
amazing.
here.
All right, there you
Nice.
go.
I'm
Deborah
going with-
Cubety, let's go.
Over the street. Let's go.
Over the street. All right. So we got over the street and Deborah. You guys are our 2 lucky winners. We'll reach out to you and we'll
who
type
gets-
in the chat.
Well, who gets what though? You just said there's 2 prizes.
Oh, that's correct. Deborah, you are the lucky winner of the $60 cheesecake gift card, and over the street, you are the lucky winner of the 15-minute video
Let's
call with
go.
Tom and Lisa.
Let's go.
Come on. There it is.
All right.
There it is.
And while we have you guys over here in the corner,
Yep.
we're going to ask you guys one more quick question
Please
while
do.
we wait for everybody to finish.
We love it.
This one is from Rue Creator over on Lisa's Instagram.
Yeah.
Rue says, Lisa, will you write another book?
Ooh, let's bring the Instagram in close. Come on, Instagram. Come on in close.
in here.
Let's see. Okay, so
up,
I
Lucy?
actually really enjoyed writing a book. It was very therapeutic for me to figure out how I got to where I am, what was the negative mindset that I used to have, like really identifying those key things. The problem is it took me away from the business and the thing that is my heart and soul, which is my YouTube channel. So that was one that was actually quite hard for me. And then secondly, I think if I did write a book, I think I would want to write a relationship book, but I think it would only be valuable if we wrote it together. And then the last thing is promoting a book is, to me, so hard. It's actually harder than writing the book.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So
6 to 12 months.
so I loved it. I don't plan to write anything soon, but if I do, it'll probably be a relationship book. And anyone out there, if you want the relationship book, let me know. Let me know.
And now our 2 contestants may come back over to their chairs.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
And we've got one of
Do
my
we need
favorite.
the little faces or are we good?
No, you're good. You just need your guys' beautiful faces here.
We got them.
And now
Goes with me everywhere I go.
we're coming over here to my favorite segment. It's
Oh,
called,
I know what this is.
What
called-
is? You know what it is?
Yes.
It's called the Hear Me Out Cake. Woo!
Oh, what is Hear Me
Now-
Out Cake? I've heard rumors about this
We've
thing.
heard rumors about the Hear Me Out Cake. And so now,
The Gothmans have a special offer for our group.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Let's
So in
go
fact,
Gothmans.
we announced that yet?
not
Well,
yet.
Nightbot's
Not
telling
yet.
them all about it.
So
We've got Nightbot is spoiled.
Nightbot spoiled it.
Chris Michael, keep going. You'll find him. You'll find him.
Now, for those of you who don't know what the Hear Me Out Cake, the Hear Me Out Cake is where people get to some characters, some people, you know, they put them on a cake. But the whole gist of the Hear Me Out Cake is that it would be people, you know, it's kind of like a, hey, I would, you know, hear me out. And if you don't know what that means,
I
it's,
still don't
I would get intimate with this character. Hear me out.
And then you got to justify
And then you
it.
got to justify it. Correct. So what we've done is we've done a little twist on it. So we've actually pre-chosen some characters for you. We've added some personality traits, and we've got some
Now,
hints
can
for
they
you
hear
guys.
you? You're not exactly speaking into a mic.
Can you
I
guys hear
am-
her?
I do have
Oh,
a mic.
you're mic'd up now.
Ah-ha-ha.
Let's go.
So we've
Okay.
pre-chosen them for you guys already. We're going to be
Yeah,
handing them
please
to you.
let the record reflect. We did not choose these characters.
I still don't understand what we're doing.
You're going to be
Is this like
given
a
a
Twitch
character.
thing? Is this a Twitch thing?
No,
No.
you're going to be given a character, and you're going to have to justify why you would sleep with them.
Oh, well, sleep with
Correct.
them. All right.
But
She was using fancy language.
correct. But well,
like
I was,
that.
you know, trying to be proper over here. But the twist is we've got some traits attached
Can
to
I
them.
look at these now?
You can go ahead and
Let's
look at
go.
them. We've got
Okay.
some traits for them.
Okay, yeah.
And
Where we're at.
so for Tom,
Yep.
Tom, we've got Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah,
and
we
we've
do.
got Little Miss Lola
You should
Bunny.
be showing the camera, right?
What's her name?
Lola Bunny.
Lola.
Come on, Space Jam. Isn't that our name?
Lola?
Yeah. Lola.
Isn't that like code for something?
Well, I don't know about that
No,
because
that's
I
Show
don't.
it
Wally.
closer to the
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
you scared me for
camera
a
that
second.
can't
All
see
right.
it.
So,
Oh yeah.
Tom.
You don't want to look that one up.
Tom, Lola Bunny is more of a girl next door. while Jessica Rabbit is more of a supermodel. So you tell us.
Am I choosing between them?
You are choosing between them.
Oh.
Here, who are we hearing out?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And which one are you putting in the cake?
This is where the world is not going to love me for true answers. I prize emotional stability. I find that far more enjoyable. And so I think our sporty person is going to be far more emotionally stable than our hypersexualized Jessica Rabbit.
Controversial? I think I was glad you said that.
Hey, I didn't say it'd be controversial with you. Do I stick it in the cake?
Yep.
All right,
Stick
cool.
her in the cake. And the next
There it
one,
is.
the
This
other
is so
one,
fun.
you can just put
Emotional
off to the side.
sobriety. There it is. Jessica Rabbit goes to the side.
And for Lisa, your first one, we have Mr. Clean versus Tarzan.
Okay, I think it's on the wide, right? So I'm just going to come up close. Can't help it.
So Mr. Clean, he's masculine. He's a guy in uniform. But Tarzan, he's also masculine, but he's wild and free. He lets his hair down. He knows how to swing. So who you going with? You like a man in uniform, or you want to swing around the trees for a little bit?
I want to swing around the trees. Yeah. So it's very clean cut, and I kind of like the unexpected, the ruffian, the not afraid to get his hands dirty to save the woman.
You've heard it here first, folks. Tarzan!
Let's go.
Going with the Tarzan.
Now,
Got
Tom.
villains.
Not that we need saving, by the way, just to add. But in case a tiger comes, you better believe I'm looking to him to save me.
Now,
just
Tom,
for clarity.
We've given you over here, Ursula.
Yep.
Go ahead, show the chat.
yeah,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry,
Don't-
sorry.
you- I know you want to stare at their
What
pretty little
I
faces.
see.
Go ahead, show the chat. We've
There
got
it is, chat.
Ursula and Elphaba.
And who?
Ursula, Elphaba.
Who the hell's Alpha?
From Wicked.
Alphaba?
Elphaba.
Alphaba.
All
Yes.
the women off screen were like,
Alphaba.
oh!
And we've
Elphaba.
got Ursula, who is a powerful, independent boss type of lady.
All right, we got a
Or-
boss bitch with tentacles.
Or Elphaba, who is more shy, timid, unsure of herself, green in claws.
Green and claws.
I don't think
Okay, shy, unsure of herself. That I'm definitely not going to get behind. But a boss bitch with some tentacles.
Someone
Come on
even
now.
put, what are these choices?
I'll go with that. We'll give Ursula some love, but she better be good with those tentacles. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Do we take that out or you just add it to the
Add it to the
Add it
cake.
to the
Let's
cake.
go.
Add it to the
Alright.
cake. All right, Lisa, you got a 90s staple in your hand right now. We got Homer Simpson versus Johnny Bravo. Now, Homer Simpson,
There's no way you know who.
he's a bit overindulgent. He likes ambition, motivation, but he's a family man. Whereas Johnny Bravo, he's good looking. He has a nice car, but he's extremely self-absorbed. And we know your audience. They might call him a narcissist.
Ah, there we go. Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. I don't
Now-
care how good looking.
I know Johnny Bravo, and he dumb.
We got these next two for you.
All
The
right.
next
Oh,
two
here
for
we
you.
go. We've got some choices this time.
Okay.
What are your choices?
Let's go. Miss Piggy and the green M&M.
Now, Tom, you've
Yep.
got Miss Piggy and the world-renowned green M&M.
Yep.
Now we've got Miss Piggy, who is goofy, somewhat temperamental,
Yeah.
and a diva.
Yeah.
We've got green M&M, who is vibrant, confident, but also she might stray away at times and might be disloyal.
Oh.
Oh, crazy.
Uh-oh.
Crazy.
Okay, well, Miss Piggy is a stage 5 clinger, so that is a hard pass for me. She might not be here for a long time, but she's here for a good time. So we're going with our green M&M. Let's go.
All right, this is only getting weirder.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that
It's
you
gonna
now
get
give-
weirder. Don't you worry.
If you guys know me and I hate insects, these are the worst choices on the planet.
Yeah, giving her insects.
So
problematic.
we have Flick.
We're going to need the character descriptions.
We have Flick, who's the blue one. Okay, he's well-meaning, unconventional, a little clumsy. He went against the grain. He didn't want to be a typical army ant. He wanted to kind of do his own thing. And then we have Barry B. Benson from the B movie. He's a bit more rebellious, ambitious, but slightly naive. He has good intentions, but he might put himself in tricky situations every now and then.
I like the good intentions. They've got to have good intentions.
We got the B?
We've got
we
the
got
B.
the B. We got
Let's
the
go.
B.
We got the
Let's
B.
go. All right.
These two. These two.
Alright.
Where are we at here?
Tom.
Oh, what is happening?
Tom.
I don't like
Only
anything about
getting
this
weirder.
Tom, we wanted to
I
surprise
only
you.
know who one of these characters is.
We wanted to surprise you with Mrs. Potts, who is over there on the left
So
hand
Grandma, let's just
No.
dial that in. Angela Lansbury, not exactly conjuring my favorite thinking here.
And
Okay.
Mrs. Puff, who is right
Who
there on
is
the right.
Mrs. Puff?
Now,
From
we've
SpongeBob.
From SpongeBob.
I have literally seen only memes of SpongeBob.
So we've got Mrs. Potts, who is, you know, sweet, maternal, but then kind of blows up
Can we say
occasionally.
matronly, please? Because I think that's a little more accurate.
I think we already know your decision then, based on of how your reaction.
Well, I need to hear what
reaction-
she's about.
All right.
Because if she's like a stage 12 clinger, then
Yeah, thank
suddenly
you.
it's
My
MILF
girl
porn,
Stephanie,
and that's
Angela
where we're
Lansbury
at.
is the queen.
We've got Mrs. Puff, who is also sweet and kind,
Okay.
but, you know, she needs a little drama. She blows up
Oh.
at times, is unable to handle stress and
Uh-oh.
her
Keep showing the-
emotions.
Sorry.
So you want an oldie but a goodie, or a youngin' and
God.
crazy?
Give me her personality again.
She is sweet, maternal, also blows up occasionally.
So she also gets mad?
She also
So
gets
it's like
mad.
old and mad or young and mad.
No,
Those are
no,
mine.
no. Well, no, Mrs. Puff needs a little drama in her life. That's the
Uh-huh.
difference. Whereas Mrs. Potts does not. She's more comfortable with the
Yeah.
constant wave of
Okay.
life.
So I'm not ready for gilf just yet. So we're gonna go for young and crazy.
All right.
There we go. There we go.
All
was a
right,
hot
and
dog.
for Lisa, we have Kermit, who's classic, staple.
Oh, I want to see where
He's
we
playful,
go. With
family oriented, and then we have Bowser, who's rich and spicy. And he has a really hit song right now. Peaches, 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 peaches,
Terrible
peaches.
song. Terrible song.
this one. Wow. I did not know that.
So give it to me again, sorry.
So we have Kermit, who's
Yep.
playful, you know, classic, family oriented, but you know, he's a Muppet, so he's, you know, he might not have the biggest car, the nicest, fanciest things. And then we have Bowser, who's rich, spicy, beautiful kingdom, but he's not the most liked by the people in his kingdom. So
Yeah. Yeah, wealth isn't my priority at all. I want kind, nice human. There you go.
nice.
There we go.
And for this last round,
Last round,
All
guys.
right, this is the one.
It only gets
it
weirder.
only
God.
gets weirder.
Uh-huh. She's not letting go this time.
Well,
Not sure
yeah,
what
I
to
got
do with that.
no, well, don't be
What?
So we've
Here are
got,
the choices, chat.
so for
These
this
are my
last round,
choices.
we really wanted to throw a wrench into Tom's day.
I
is
see
really
that.
what it is. So we've
see
got
that.
the dragon from Shrek over
Yep.
there on the right versus Bambi's mother.
Yeah.
And you know,
Dies.
Well, we
So she's
all
here for a good
died.
time, not for a long time.
Yeah.
in your words, she's here for a good time, not a long time. So we've got the dragon who is fiery but sweet when you break her down. Okay? And Bambi, sweet, emotional, kind, dies quickly.
Oh.
So
Here's
are you
the
looking,
reality.
Are you
Okay.
looking for a long, everlasting love or a quick flame that flashes and is gone?
Yeah. So, honest answer is I don't want to be in an eternal game of emotional management. And because of having seen this when I was a kid and that just super nurturing vibe, 1,000% I would go with Bambi's mom. And I'm going to keep her safe because that's how I roll. Yeah.
Oh my God. This Chris Michael put, I dated a dragon once. Not worth it, bro. That was good, Chris. That's amazing. That's a great
And
comment.
last one for Lisa, we have
God.
Beast or Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, Beast is brooding, he's a romantic, but he has an ugly exterior, a little insecure. Where Shadow, he doesn't talk as much, he's impulsive, but he's mysterious. And deep down, we know he has a good heart.
So mysterious, good heart. What was the beast again?
He has a hard exterior, and just wants to be loved, but also kind of has a good heart. So it's one of those things. Do you want to kind of try to melt the ice around his heart and get close to him, or with Shadow, he's like mysterious and withdrawn, and you have to kind of go over his defense wall to kind of break him down.
Mysterious and withdrawn sounds like a nightmare. So I'm not looking for anyone that's withdrawn. Yeah, let's go with the beast.
It is the
I
classic.
can tame the beast.
Hey,
hey.
there it is.
Go.
There it is.
Hey, you can believe her when she says it.
And now, there you have it, folks. That is Tom and Lisa's Hear Me Out cake. You heard it
good
here
cake.
first.
It's a good
Those
cake.
are the people that they would say, listen, guys,
That's
Hear me out.
amazing.
Barry B. Benson would, or Green M&M definitely would. So thank you guys for joining us for that segment.
That was so
We've
fun.
got another.
These guys are
Move
amazing.
here.
They've worked
All
so hard. This
we
is
have
so
here?
cool. I have
This
no
is for
idea.
you.
Why
I
are
need you
these-
to
I was
blindfold
gonna
your
say.
husband.
Ah,
I had a feeling that's where this was headed.
all right, Billy.
All right, let's take
Hang
these
on.
off.
I'm gonna have to come around here. Sorry, 1 second. Blindfold you. Ah, they've actually got, it's like a proper blindfold and everything. You're
Wow.
right, is that okay?
Yeah.
Too tight. Can you hear?
Yeah. You might have to speak up a little bit, but all's well.
How's that?
That's fine. No. I think you can leave them just like that.
It won't be for long, I promise.
All right, there you go.
Just a quick while we do this.
And I trust someone will blindfold her.
Correct.
me.
We've got some.
I'm blindfolded, don't
comments
worry.
in the chat
They've
saying-
already done it.
No, because you're gonna sit on his lap and he's gonna blindfold you.
Ah.
I'm going to blindfold her blindfolded. All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you know.
You want to scooch back?
Watch the hair.
Oh, okay. I got you. It's in your hands now.
Got priorities here, Billy.
Is there a little notch?
Yeah. Here, bring it and I'll show you.
Don't feel,
Yeah.
There it is.
Ella.
because you can still see.
There we go. Hang on. We'll
All right,
do
if
the.
you put
There
that.
you go. Yeah. All right. There you go, baby.
Okay, you got
You're
it on
good.
your eyes?
Yep. Got it on my eyes.
Okay, I don't want to do it too tight and mess your hair up, so let
Keep
me know.
going. Keep going. Can't feel it. Keep going. Cool. There you go. Yep.
Okay.
All right, we're blindfolded.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay, I need everybody to lift their left hand.
Am I staying here?
Okay, that's the first one.
It sounds like a handcuff.
It does sound like a handcuff.
I didn't realize it was going to be this kind of party.
That's all you guys had to say at the beginning of this.
All right.
We're going to be doing this every week, everybody.
We're gonna stand up. We're
Okay.
gonna stand up.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And then we're just gonna stand over
think-
here, guys. Just tell us how you feel. Talk to the camera.
Do you want to tie
What's
this?
up? I don't know
little
if we're even looking at the camera. What are you doing?
I'm just double tying it because it's about
Okay,
to fall
you
off.
good?
I don't cheat. There we go. All right.
Okay.
What are we doing?
No
How do you
idea.
feel right now? You guys are blindfolded. You don't know what's going on.
I have faith that you guys aren't going to do anything too crazy, so I'm not,
I'm
not too worried about it.
intrigued. You had me at handcuffs.
Okay. Have you guys ever did the handcuff thing before?
Yeah, but nothing we're allowed to say in public television.
The team's like, please no, please don't ask that.
Next question.
Moving on.
We have somebody put on. Is this Twitch or only Bill use?
Yeah.
If people are just joining, they're like, what did I just
Yeah.
join?
What is happening?
Now,
right
everybody, while we are just getting everything set up here, we are doing some things over here on the back side of things. You know, this is how a live stream goes. It's kind
Something
of a little.
smells very good.
We are
Oh, it
here
does.
fixing things on the back end.
What is that?
And someone said DPLJ said, "What is Lisa's YouTube channel?"
Ah, Women of Impact.
Someone said, "What is that rustling?" And quick, what's the
We
safe
smell
word?
food, guys. We smell food.
Yeah, it smells like French fries.
Does smell like French fries.
If you guys had to establish a safe word, what would it be?
Oh, we have a. Well, it's not really a safe word.
Yeah, but you're thinking of the right words,
Yeah, mistletoe.
correct?
If anyone has seen the movie
Four
Four
Christmases.
Christmases, thank you. It is our code word, which I'm sure now everyone uses it, so it's not really a code word anymore. Mistletoe.
Okay.
Mistletoe. Mistletoe. Do you want to ask us a question while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Drew would love to.
I'm laughing at the
Drew?
chat right now because it's hilarious.
Drew would
Oh,
love
or
to.
read
ask-
out the
What's Chad
comments,
saying?
yeah.
What a terrible game idea for honoring the idea of committed love. I don't think it's promoting the idea of cheating. It just is. Oh, hold on, wait. This is something
Hey?
else.
You're like, what did I just start reading?
Somebody. I'm getting a lot of reactions about the cake. Okay, here we go. Adore you guys and listen to the pods on the regular. How did you build trust?
And that really comes over time. So you give somebody the opportunity to take a piece of information and use it against you, and they don't. And so you just successfully or successively reel that out, give them more opportunities to be good and to treat you well. And if they do over and over and over, just over time, you realize, whoa, this is somebody that I can really trust with everything from just your insecurities, not weaponizing them against you, to outright secrets that you have that you don't want anybody except them to know, all the way to if I'm sick, you're going to be there, you're going to take care of me, that you'll be faithful. But it happens over time. I don't think there's any way to do that instantaneously.
I interviewed Andrew Bustamante, and is someone dealing with that emergency alarm that I hear?
We are dealing with it.
Okay.
They are on the run.
Hopefully
looking for
nothing's
who's-
wrong. Yeah. But I interviewed Andrew Bustamante, and he was saying it was more about like actually how to manipulate people. And he said to get people, there's like 3 circles. You have to know someone, then you have to like someone, then you have to love someone. And obviously for him, because he's a CIA agent, it was all about how to gain trust in order to take the secrets to then be able to save America. But so he's like, so there's these 3 circles. So you have to know someone first, but what people do is they meet someone, they go, oh my God, I like you. And they jump the circles without actually doing the work that it takes. So there's the know someone, then you get to like them over time, then you get to love them. So those circles really help me when I think about the trust element, is that often we end up trusting someone because we can relate to them, or because, oh my God, they're just like me. And you meet someone, you feel this weird connection. That doesn't mean that you should trust them. It just means that you know them.
And on that note, thank you guys for joining us. We've got a lot of people coming in saying, good one, Lisa, Drew looking fly. Everybody's saying that they love it and that they love how trusting you guys are of us over here.
They're very trusting.
So now I'm going to gently grab both of you and drag you guys over here
Gently drag.
to our,
Yeah.
Oxymoron.
to our next station.
Okay. Uh-oh.
And you can
And-
officially
Are we going to be sitting or?
You are,
You can be unblindfolded.
and you guys are, yeah, you guys are
We
standing.
can take the blindfold off?
You guys may take the blindfold.
Okay.
This is purely for.
All right. Need help?
All
I
right.
welcome you
Let's
to
go.
the
Oh!
Valentine's themed escape room. Brr, 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 brr.
Oh my God, this is funny.
All right, so you guys have a set of challenges before you.
Okay.
As you have seen, maybe around the room. I don't know if you have. We'll see. Each challenge provides a clue to move on to the next mission, and your
All right.
mission is to get through to that table.
All right.
Okay? And once you've passed that test, that means you've passed the test of love.
Okay.
And if you don't pass the test of love, then I have a divorce lawyer here right now. On
She
the
Wow.
said
I
the
said
D
D
word.
word.
She said the D word in the
She said
house.
it.
But we all know you guys are going to pass. So,
Indeed.
Yeah, we are.
all right.
Each of these are stations.
Okay.
So right now we're at the station, and you can't get unlocked until you pass the test.
Okay.
Okay, so in that first station, there's going to be a clue, and that clue is going to unlock to take you to the second station. And I know you
Okay.
guys recognize the cuisine because you told the story earlier. So we wanted to make sure it was from some place that you guys recognize.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to dig.
Is it? Oh, sorry. I thought there was a clue. No.
There is a clue
Oh,
in
we
that
have to
station,
find it.
somewhere in
Oh.
that station.
So is it a physical clue?
It's a physical clue.
Okay, so I
You're
think
asking too many questions.
we have to.
Can we just make a mess?
dig.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make a mess.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. There's
Okay,
a clue.
here we go, here we
oh, did you
go.
find
Yep,
something?
yep,
Oh,
yep.
there's a clue.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, everybody watching along. At first glance, butterflies called a simple date that started it all. On bended knee, a heart takes flight. Two souls join on this starry night. Solve this puzzle, find the key. For your next step is destiny. Okay, solve this puzzle. What puzzle would this be? At a, on, to,
All right, so
solve
just
for.
reading it out to you guys again. At first glance, butterflies called. I feel like that's a hint. Is it all
They might
here, or do we
all-
get to do?
At
You guys
first
found the clue
glance.
because it was inside the food?
Yes.
And now the clue gives you something to do.
Oh, okay. At first glance, butterflies call. Okay, so it means that there's a butterfly somewhere
Where do you think butterflies would call?
around flowers.
Ooh.
Look at you.
All right, all right.
That's a good thing because I would have thought we were supposed to
Go on
stay
the
at
other
that.
Yeah, I feel like we're Can't put the back to camera, Billy.
All right, this is where you learn that
Okay,
my
so
wife
what
is
is-
far better at escape rooms than I am.
Okay, at first glance, butterfly caught a simple date that started it all.
You figured it out because it got you to the flowers. The
Okay.
next clue will be
Okay,
in
got
the
it. Okay, so
flowers.
got it.
Oh, I see. This is one clue
yeah.
for everything. Eric, am I still plugged in? Because my battery pack thing is at my foot now. As long as you can still hear me, all is well. Got it?
No.
It'll be a similar kind of setup somewhere inside there. Ooh, Lisa sees it.
You got it?
No, but you got to like lift up the thing. Lift up. All right, guys. If anyone's got any hints or knows,
it in the
yeah, drop
chat.
it in the chat, and if someone can read out, because I'd love for them to help us.
I didn't want to ruin it, but now I'm just
It's so
throwing things
pretty.
around.
Anyone got any ideas? In the flowers,
Someone
yeah.
said in the flowers.
Okay. Any other?
Someone said you guys are giving away too many hints.
Oi! Don't you say that.
Someone else said, hey, everybody subscribe to Women of Impact, please.
Let's
Yeah.
Whoever said
That's
that?
what I'm talking about. Babe, I think it's in the flowers. Did you look in the bottom of them all?
go. I have, not all, but I've looked in the bottom of
We've
many.
got a question from Ovid Street asking, Tom, where did you propose?
Found it.
There we
Where
go.
did you propose?
So I proposed at a place called Ali Pali, or Alexandra Palace.
It was in a palace.
because
Outside a palace.
when I went to her dad to ask for his blessing, he asked me a whole bunch of questions, but one of them was, how do you know that you want to marry my daughter? And I said, sir, I love her so much that I have this feeling that I want to go to the highest place in London and shout it from the rooftops, which is a very cheesy answer, which would not win her father over at all, and didn't, by the way. But nonetheless, when I then went to propose, I took her to the highest place in London, which is Alexandra Palace, and I proposed there. So.
Oh.
Sorry, just read. Out of context horror responded, I stepped away for a second and random noodles all over the table and them in the garden seems unexplainable. Oh, there's
Yes,
an
it is.
explanation.
All right, the spark has lit. Now love must grow. To the next step, you both must go. Find the rose with petals so red, where a question for you is carefully said. All right, so does that mean, I don't see red rose. Oh, wait, no, there's red roses here. But
Is it to the
feels
next
like we're supposed
setup?
to be,
It's the next setup. It's the next setup. We've
Okay.
already found the clue.
okay.
They're like, don't you understand how
I'm
to
gonna
play
go
this game?
under
Oh, I
there.
can read your mind, Drew.
So once we have
like-
this, it's like that station is done.
We can build
Got it.
businesses and YouTube channels, but we can't figure out.
Okay. So,
All right.
And we
Find the
we have a
rose of
wardrobe,
petals so
change
red.
for you guys on the table.
If you guys may put that
oh,
on.
I thought this was the final
No.
station here.
Please put that on.
Well, there's a key right here, so I'm going to see if that unlocks this.
Oh, that's cheating.
And if they did that, that's bad on them.
Drew. That's crazy.
They didn't find the clue though.
That's true.
Ah, look at that. There we go. Okay.
You just cheated, Biggie.
What do you mean? The key is on the table. How's that cheating?
So gotta
To
find
be
the last
to be
clue.
fair,
guys-
when we were planning this, Tom did say that he hates escape rooms.
Yes.
I love escape room. If anyone wants to go to an escape room with me, because the hubby won't go, let me know. And we should do a Women of Impact escape room.
Yes, you should.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to do Women of Impact escape room with me? Drop. Oh, these guys do as well. Drop them in the comments, guys. Let's do it.
All
if
right.
you live in Los Angeles, let's figure it out. Oh my God,
Okay.
Shay, your husband won't go either. All right. Next time you're in LA, homie.
Find the rose with petals so red, where a question for you is carefully said. Okay, rose with petals so red.
Okay, so
If it isn't back over there,
Well, no, I think that was to come to here, right? And then I think it's this.
wait. You're telling me that this clue was actually meant to make me figure out I needed to go to this table?
I think so.
That's lies. You picked up on him and just knew that once you had a
it was
thing in
the,
your
it was the
hand,
same with the
time
first,
to
like
go.
the
So
first
it's the
line.
rules.
Yeah.
So I think we have to open this, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. What do you think? Let's come up closer in case people. What lens are you on?
These two
Oh,
over here,
sorry.
These two over here. These two over here.
What lens you on? Is that good, Derek? All right, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's a word that with? I assume it's going to be something like Romance. How many letters does romance have? Throw it in the comments, guys, if anyone's got an idea of what word this could be.
Try romance. It does have 6 letters.
Does it really?
Romance.
Damn it.
No, you're right.
That is
All right.
7.
Who's got
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, 6 words.
Romance, love.
Someone put Billy. That's actually a good idea. Let's see if you're
Hey,
right. I'm going to
hey.
be very impressed, Chris
Let's
Lander.
go. Try it.
Yeah.
Is there something specific we need to do?
A glimpse into our marriage.
Interesting.
It's
Why
so
do
funny.
that?
I want to know who else does that. When you got like a jar that you can't really open. If I was by myself, I won't give up. I will keep going until I open that jar. But if he's next to me, I'm like, babe, open the jar.
With that voice, by the way.
It's all, you got to do the voice. You got to do the voice.
Very effective manipulation.
Oh, I know.
You got some guesses in the chat.
Yeah, so we did Billu. Someone said Billu.
Billu is too good of a guess not to try,
Impact.
but
I feel like it's going to be something romantic.
I would have expected. Billu does not seem to unlock it.
All right,
unless there's
Billu
a degree
doesn't.
of precision here that I'm just
Be
off.
mine. I feel like it's going to be one word,
One
Chris.
word.
Anyone got one word? 6 letters?
Impact.
I love
might as well
you.
Try it.
People are saying I love you. A couple of people have said that.
All right. We can
Try I
that.
love you.
I will say that feels cheeky.
So Stone says having a man open a jar takes a lot less energy than slamming it on the counter multiple times. Exactly. Although I have discovered this new thing that I got from Amazon. It's like you put the jar on a little rubber mat, and then it's just the little machine that you like jam it in and then twist it. I know it works. I don't know what it's
I've never
called.
heard
Who was it that said that?
Which one did you do?
I love you.
Ah, there was a couple of people back to back actually. Can you scroll?
would
Can we
never,
see?
because I'm like, you was
Can
spelled
we go back
Y-O-U.
to see who the 2 people that put I love you?
We've
Well
got a few
done.
people. We got Light Checker over on Tom's chat.
Well done.
And then
Shout
we've
out.
got Stacy as well over on
I feel like we
Lisa's
should give them a
chat.
prize
Shout
or
out.
something.
Shout
I feel
out.
like that's a perfect segue for a giveaway.
I think those.
Let's go.
Except Stacy has already won a giveaway.
Well, Stacy, emotional.
Can we have Stacy choose
love
someone?
from us to you? Ooh, that's nice.
Stacy, would you like to pick a person in Lisa's chat for the giveaway? This would be for a $60 Cheesecake Factory gift card.
Woo woo!
Okay.
But who is it that someone else put I love you as well?
Someone else did on Instagram. On Instagram, it was
Let's go.
Someone on Instagram. What
it
up?
was somehow.special saying
Somehow dot special. Let's get it.
somehow.special.
All right, so what do they get?
And also a $60 gift card to the Cheesecake Factory.
There we go.
Amazing.
There we
Woo woo!
Okay. My question is there another thing to solve, or was
let's
finding
read
this?
it.
With love and laughter, we both shall stay through life's adventures, come what may. Our hearts are one, forever true. Solve this vow, the answers for you.
So what was the answer to the puzzle?
I love
I
you.
love you.
And now
It was for you.
Ah.
I should have way more applause.
Woo 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 woo! Come on, guys. Drew worked really hard on
Nicely
that one.
done. Nicely done. All right.
Amazing. You
Got
look
there
so
in the
funny
end.
in that.
all right, you guys.
Funny how? Funny like I amuse you? Like I'm a clown?
Yes.
Now we've got your dinner prepared, which is the noodles over there on the table as you
That we dug through?
That you dug through.
Do you want to tell did you guys tell your first date story?
We did.
We did.
They did while they were in the corner. We've actually. Let's come back to chat real quick because we've got
All right.
so many questions.
Don't
All
worry,
right.
everybody.
Guys, that we've missed
I have
earlier.
pants and shirt under this, so you don't have to worry.
So
but I
Carrie
did
says
make
this
it full.
podcast is awesome. Nice to see this couple interact. Thank you, Carrie. This is definitely one of the things that we've been talking about doing more, is really showcasing the reality. Well, not this is the realities of our life.
This is
I don't
exactly
often
what our
walk.
days are like. Every day.
rummaging
We just
through
never
some
put it on
noodles.
camera.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But thank you for that.
We've got a question from Potter Enriquez saying, my relationship is pretty difficult at times. I can see my husband's potential and he doesn't. And I'm not sure how to approach it with him.
Got to set goals. So the easiest way to get somebody to pursue something is, one, have a goal that they actually care about. They actually want that goal. And then it's just about, what are the things that I need to do to actually get there? Now, if he lacks what I call the only belief that matters, you're dead in the water. So you have to get him to believe that even if he's not good enough to achieve that goal today, he can put time and effort into getting better, and it will actually result in improvement, which means wherever you're trying to go, you can actually get there, which is what stops most people, is they don't care about the end goal. That's death number one. Death number two would be if they don't believe that they can ever get good enough to do that. So if you pick a goal that he actually cares about, and then you just say, what demands does that goal make? And then because you have the only belief that matters, you know if you put enough time and energy into practicing, you'll get better and be able to make progress. And then that's it. And if he doesn't do that, it is a frame of reference problem. He's lost in something, a lack of belief in himself, he's disinterested in the goal. It's going to be attacking the mindset problem, for sure. And then, I mean, at some point you're going to have to escalate. Like I would also be asking him questions. What do you want for your own life? No pressure. What is it you want to do? And then the question that was really useful for me is, what would you do and love every day even if you were failing? That way it's like, I don't need to make a bunch of money doing this thing because I may never. What's something that I would struggle at and be like, man, I'm not making enough progress, but I still love doing this. And when you find that thing, everything else will take care of itself. But they have to want it. That's the truth.
Lisa, any words of wisdom on that?
That's great.
Perfect.
Like the veil.
They've got me on an Apple box.
I see that.
We do have you on an Apple box.
This is what it'd be like to be with a tall chick.
We've got another question saying, from YouTube, have you, Lisa, or your husband ever regretted not having kids?
Oh, no, not regretted it, but it's definitely something that I always just keep asking myself. I was a stay-at-home wife for 8 years. There's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home wife at all. It was one of the hardest jobs I've ever done, but it didn't fulfill me. And I didn't know how to speak up and say that I wanted a different life. Once I finally did, and we started Quest, and our lives took a very different turn than we expected, I make sure that I never go more than a quarter of a year without asking myself the hard questions. And those hard questions are, do I still want to be business partners with my husband? Do I still want to have a YouTube channel? Do I still want to be on camera? Do I still want to serve other people? And do I still like the decision that I didn't have children? Or do I still agree with the decision that I didn't have children? All of those questions are very hard to ask, but I think it's imperative to make sure that you're always very aware of your decisions. And I just spent 8 years of my life not asking myself those hard questions, and those led me to being profoundly unhappy. So I'd rather make it myself uncomfortable and ask the hard questions all the time so that I know I'm always moving towards the thing that fulfills me. So with kids, there's a life, like I could close my eyes and think of a life with children, and I think that could somewhat make me happy. So it's not that I never wanted children. I actually wanted 4 when we first got married. I just paint a picture of what life do I want, kind of going back to your last answer, and what does that actually look like. And I use an example of the average Wednesday because I think it's very easy to romanticize. And so when I was thinking about children or even anything, it's like you say all the things that you could do. Oh my God, it could be so amazing. And I really believe having children can be amazing. But on an average Wednesday, what life do I actually want to live? And the truth is, I love what I do. I love being in service. I love helping women. And so while there's that part of me that loves children, I'm very clear on my priorities and my decisions in life. So I do not have any regrets.
Mayor C asks, has either one of you ever questioned your sexuality? And if so, did it affect your marriage?
Question my sexuality?
Nope.
No from both.
No.
No from both. Very easy on that one. This next one says, from Lisa's Instagram, Kaylee Bendel says, what can you say to motivate people to commit to a partnership and devotion versus polyamory, which is what I'm seeing most people want instead? I love you guys.
Hey, wait, ask that again?
They said, what can you say to motivate people to commit to partnership and devotion instead of polyamory, which is what I'm seeing most people want instead?
Really? Man, would I have to get into a poll on that one to see if that's actually what people want? So look, from a male perspective, you are hardwired to desire novelty in your sexual life. So I certainly don't think it's weird that people want to have sex with other people. I have not found the impulse ever once, not even remotely, to have like another girlfriend or a second wife. Like that sounds like so much management. I cannot fathom. So compromising with one person is more than enough. So to me, I certainly don't need motivation to be with one person. That's the thing that really gets me going. Now, sex with other people, yes, that's exciting, will always be exciting, but it just comes down to, is that worth the trade-off in your relationship? And if it is, cool, have the conversation, do the thing. If not, just know that neither side is going to be a utopia. They're both trade-offs. And so what you get by committing to one person is one life, and what you get by playing the sort of really fast, really exciting game on that side tends to, I think, weaken the bonds of your relationship, because you are getting that emotional connection from somebody else. And I think that just, it puts people in a tricky situation. If they do it and they love it, I certainly don't have any moral judgments against it whatsoever. But again, as a guy, I'll draw a line between a sexual encounter and a romantic encounter. So I would not want that to weaken my bond with my wife. So again, it's not a moral thing. It's just being realistic about the rewards of investing in a person and saying, you're my number one. And the way that that like really glues you together is pretty extraordinary.
I have zero judgment. I think everyone needs to be honest about what the thing is they're looking for, and then find a partner that suits that. So if it's strong, if it makes your relationship stronger, go for it. If it doesn't, then communicate that. And I think the trouble will come when one person wants one thing, the other person doesn't. And I like the fact that we're in a world where people can be honest about it, versus I think back in the day, I mean, I grew up, my grandparents were arranged marriage, my auntie in Cyprus was an arranged marriage. And so I just, I think that giving people space to be able to have the relationship they like in today's society is amazing. It isn't for me, but.
All right. We are going to do another giveaway.
All right.
Giveaways.
We really want to also thank you guys for watching as well, and thank you guys for being here. And for that, we are going to be giving away so one winner each, 2 15-minute video calls with Tom and Lisa. So each of you will win 15 minutes to chat with Tom and Lisa, ask questions, you know.
Hang out. It could be like a double date with Tom and Lisa. Maybe you and your partner hop on the chat. Maybe you guys, tell stories. It could be your time to do whatever you want.
Maybe you guys could even play Fortnite together if you guys are quick enough to get a dub. We'll see. So with that, we're going to have you guys type in the word marriage.
Can you keep it on Instagram as well?
Love and
Marriage.
All right.
There it is, Jessica Vino,
Someone just
first
lost-
on the mark. Femboy Gaming's in the house. Oscar, Straw Hat, let's go.
Are we
Over
just
back at it, would give to Parzival. Come together like a horse and carriage. There you go, Shay. You know what's up.
Are we just then? So are we picking someone?
Pick
What do
whichever name you'd like.
Oh,
Pick
all right.
whichever name.
We each get to pick one?
You each get to pick
All
one.
right, I'm going to go with my boy Straw Hat for that One Piece mention.
Straw Hat.
Let's go.
Do we have an Instagram?
Sure. Love is handmade.
All right, Love is Handmade.
Nice.
I love the name.
Good name.
Yeah, all right, Love is Handmade on Instagram.
Let's
Congratulations
go.
to Straw Hat and Love is Handmade on Instagram. You guys are the lucky winners of a 15-minute video call with Tom and Lisa. You guys are going to be able to hang out with them, chat with them, ask them any deep burning questions you have about their love and relationship and marriage. Woo!
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And don't forget, in order to claim your prize, please reach out to Drew. You're going to reach out at support@impacttheory.com.
So many weirdos in my inbox.
Thank you. All right. Next question for you guys. We've got
Yes.
plenty, which we want to answer.
Let's do it.
We're going to ask from Elena Zanger. Elena says, my boyfriend and I are wanting to get married soon, and I was wondering, what are the most important things to make sure you're on the same page before getting married?
Ooh, I would definitely ask the kids question. I would paint a picture of, like, what is your life going to look like? So my big thing to Lisa was, This was after I was in love with her. And I said, look, you can ask me to give up virtually anything and I will give it up for you. But don't ever ask me to give up my ambition because I don't even want to know who I am without it. So not interested in that. It is not, that's the one that's off the table. So for her, she'd have to look at that and be like, okay, is that a life that I'm actually interested in? Do I find that kind of drive sexy? Or is it like, no, I don't want anything to do with that? That I think is very, very important to know what you want your life to look like.
And how that echoed in real time if we didn't have that conversation when it was 8 years, I was the stay-at-home wife, you were going out trying to make enough money for us to make movies because that's what we thought the path to making movies was, and you were miserable. And I turned around and said, I don't care about money, I just care about your happiness. So you then came back and said, okay, I want to start a protein bar company, and if we lose the house. And that's one of those moments that if we hadn't have had the discussion that your priority is your ambition, or that's the thing that I would never ask you to do anything or put to change, in that moment when it was like the real stakes are there. It is you want to be ambitious, you want to go start this company, and you want to risk gambling our house away. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I promised that I would never ask you to be anything less than you are. And I knew that you were ambitious. And to be honest, I was attracted to your ambition and drive. And I think that that's one thing a lot of people miss, is that maybe they're attracted to something, but the reality of what that comes with doesn't suit their lifestyle. As an example, before I go on, so that was the moment where I was like, yeah, I can get a new house. I can get another house. I can't get another Tom. So that allowed me to be very easily, I don't want to say swayed, but to make the decision of like, yeah, let's do it. I didn't try to make you feel guilty. And I've just done a lot of interviews with a lot of psychologists and therapists. And the one thing that keeps coming back to is we paint a picture of what we're looking for. We want the house, maybe, potentially. We want the house, we want the car, we want the luxuries. Or some people's like, I want to marry a doctor or I want to marry a lawyer. But what does a doctor actually do? The chances are, depending on if they're a surgeon, they may not be able to go on vacation because they're always operating on, let's say, someone's brain to save their life. Maybe they get calls at 3 a.m. constantly because there's an emergency and they have to get up and go to work. So painting the reality of the picture, I think, is super important so that you know that to make sure that you're aligned. So that's how what you said to me actually looks a few years later in reality.
Preach.
Beautiful. We've got another one from, and I might butcher this, so I'm sorry, Zahara Kenjani. Have you ever thought of adding a child? Would it be the biggest addition on your success if raised properly in a mature way? I don't know. That kid could bring in a lot of new innovations and ideas.
Yeah, so the way that people need to understand my relationship to kids is very simple. I really want kids, like really, really want kids. The only thing I want more than to have kids is to not have kids. And that I don't mean that cheeky. I mean, that is the real answer. I really want kids. And I fully understand what I'm about to say is not the same as having a kid, but I big brothered for a kid for 8.5 years. And I know what it's like. I mean, to the point where I ended up briefly being his guardian as I helped him into foster care. So I have had deep, profound, extended engagement in a child's life and watched them grow up and play a meaningful role and to have them love you and all of that. So I get it. Now, they weren't mine, so I understand it's some small fraction of what it would have been. But that gave me a real glimpse into what the actual day-to-day of it is. And it's extraordinary. I understand, and I'm so grateful to everybody that has kids. But it isn't the path that we decided to walk down. It's a glorious path, and I'm so grateful to people that do it. But
you even thanked a guy the other day. He said, oh, my kids.
I thank them all the time.
And he's like, thank you for your service.
100%. The world needs kids. A lot of kids. More kids. I want to see more kids, more kids.
That have parents that can support them.
100%, yes. I hope for the child that they are raised beautifully, but everybody needs to walk the path that is going to be beneficial to them. But you'll hear me encouraging other people to have kids. I think it should be the default life path for anybody pursuing fulfillment, which is, I think, the ultimate thing people should pursue. So it's not like I'm over here on the fence, I don't know what kids are like, and maybe we should. It's like, no, it'd be awesome. But the other path that we've chosen is also awesome. And so I love my life, and I get the poetry of, but if I had a kid, it would change, and I would be like, oh my God, of course. But I don't, so I don't have any sense that anything is missing. So I need to pursue fulfillment in another way. That is very important. But yeah.
And for me, if there's any time that I have spare in my life, I would volunteer at an old people's home. I think old people is a generation that people don't think about much, and I think that they've served the world, and I just look at a little old woman who doesn't have anybody in her life, and that just breaks my heart. And so if I had time, I wouldn't have kids, I would go and help older people know their value and their worth.
Very sweet. Very sweet.
But I hope you have kids.
Yes.
We've got a question from Tom's YouTube over here from Alberto.
Let's go, Alberto.
He said, how can I persuade my wife to prioritize her health and fitness? I want us to both start exercising together, but she doesn't want to because it's uncomfortable. What can I do? Thank you, Tom and Lisa.
Ooh, this comes back to she has to want it. So you would have to make that fun. So I will walk you through how I got Lisa to play video games. You heard her side of the story. Now I'll give you mine. So like she said, there was a thing she wanted from me. And so I knew if I went and did that thing and I was enthusiastic, that it would make her want to reciprocate. And also, part of the reason I picked video games was I knew she would be good at it. So my wife is very good at processing visual data very quickly. And so I would be playing and I would be getting killed, and I would say to her, I think you would really be good at this.
And I played Mario Kart, so
you did, so you had, as a kid, you had a positive association with it. And so it was like, hey, come and play with me. Now, I knew I had one shot. When she comes to play with me, I've got to make it the most fun thing ever, no matter what, no matter how bad she is. I've got to be endlessly patient. I've got to be cheering her on. If she only plays for 5 minutes, I'm not going to be like, you only played for 5 minutes. I'm going to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. That was so fun, and it really means a lot to me that you came and played. So he's over here being really enthusiastic and engaging in the thing I want him to do. And then I'm saying, hey, it would really mean a lot to me if you would come play games with me. Just give it a shot, see what it's like. And then I made it the most fun thing ever for her. Only positive, cheering her on, celebrating the mere fact that she tried it. And so it's like, well, I'm getting what I want to feel over here doing my thing. When I do the nice thing for you, you actually make it really fun. And so in the beginning, probably the first, I don't know, maybe 10 times, she was doing it just for me. And then it was like finding the things that she can have fun, and because we played first-person shooters, you get that first kill, and I'm freaking out for her, I'm cheering for her, and I'm helping her in the game, and I'm like trying to stop people from killing her. And so, yeah, if you can gamify it in some way, make it really fun, and make it feel like a trade, where you're doing something for her that she really wants you to do, and you're just over the top. But people will do the things that make them feel the way they want to feel. So you've got to find a way to make working out feel the way she wants to feel. Because a lot of times, women especially, they feel judged. They're being in the gym, people are looking at me, or they're saying that I'm not good enough the way that I am, or I'm not sexy, or whatever. And so you want to make her feel all of those things, and then make the gym feel like this cool extra thing that you guys are doing together. And then, as she starts seeing results, then you can get her interested in the working out in and of itself.
And then I just want to add actually 2 things. The one thing also you did afterwards is you were just so grateful and appreciative for days and days and days. But it wasn't thank you for doing it. It was like, you made me feel so special. You filled up my heart. So it was in me playing video games, I made you happy. You felt thought of. And so that encouragement then made me want to do it more. But there is something like when it comes to weight, I didn't hear in that question why you wanted to go to the gym. So I don't know if it is for health reasons or if it was like, I would love my wife to have a 6-pack abs. Those will be very different because as a woman, you want to be accepted. You don't want that partner to try and nudge you to go to the gym and make you feel like they're not attracted to you or make you feel like you're not good enough. And that can be a little tricky, especially if that partner has been in an abusive, toxic relationship prior, because you're going to be triggering all of her insecurities to make her feel like she's not good enough. And so I think you need to be very clear of what your incentive is to want her to go to the gym in the first place. And that has to be very delicate, because again, she may have triggers that you want to be super sensitive to. And a woman doesn't want that feeling that like they're not good enough for their partner.
Facts.
Period. From Tom's YouTube, we've got Osvian saying, how do you guys manage differentials in libido? Impossible to talk about without resulting in huge drama for me.
Oh, wow. We've never had drama over that.
No. Oh, God.
Oh, wait, no. Well, there's a phrase that it says, never make me feel guilty for asking, and I'll never make him feel guilty for asking, and he'll never make me feel guilty for saying no. That's the one rule we had from the beginning.
Yup. Yeah, so you've got to be able to talk about it. You also need to figure out what, it's all a negotiation. So you've got to figure out what they want, what makes them feel good, and if you need more than she is interested in giving, like how can you compromise? Is there a way that like, if it's more for you than it is for her, are there things you could do that make it a more enjoyable time for her, like a back massage or something where she's like, oh, I do love that. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, we'll really take our time, like, you know, make sure that she's getting into it, that she feels engaged. So it's going to require a lot of communication and talking and all of that. And then ask her point blank, like, how would you want to see me handle this? Like, do you just think, oh, well, you just have to deal with it and suck it up? Or no, go masturbate or whatever. Like, hear at least what she thinks the reasonable solution is. And if you think her reasonable solution is outrageous, you don't want to react like that, but you want to say, okay, that doesn't really match what I think is reasonable, so let me lay out how I would like to see it, and then let's figure out if there's a compromise in there. Now, this is a big part of compatibility we were talking about earlier, because listen, there is a discrepancy so large where I would just say this isn't the person for me. So you need to be thoughtful about that, because yeah, if that gap were too big and I felt like I was living a life that is very frustrating, disappointing, I personally would not be willing to do that. So if we couldn't find a compromise and I felt like I was doing my part to, you know, be understanding and all of that, because, you know, bless my poor wife, when I was in my 20s, that was a lot. It was a lot to handle, I can only imagine. And so there was a lot of communication.
And then the last thing actually I'll say is we've always played the game selfish desire with everything. So we call it selfish desires because it's like, what do you actually want? Like, don't think about me, don't worry about me. Like, what is that thing that you just want? And if you both parties do it, there is no right or wrong. So let's just say, to be extreme, you want it 3 times a day and she wants it once a week. There's no right or wrong. Like, there should be no judgment on either side. You need a space to be able to be very honest with each other, where you can say the actual thing of what you actually want without judgment. And when you're with a partner that wants to receive that, then you at least feel seen and heard. Then you go, okay, he wants it 3 times a day and you want it once a week. How do you work through that? Talk through it. What are the options? And then lay out everything that you just said. But I think that the problem is where if there's guilt or shame around someone saying what they really want, you never want your partner to be able to hold back. That was one thing that we always said, like, you need to be able to tell me the truth. So whether it's your sexual desires or anything else, like, I will create space for you to be honest with no judgment. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but at least you're able to communicate it and you feel seen and heard. We've never argued about that, ever, because we've done those steps.
Word. And then, yes, Drew already addressed this, but faceless state of mind, I was broke.
Did you meet her before?
When I met her.
It makes me laugh when people
I made her
you
poor
for
for like 10 years. Yeah, if she is a gold digger, boy, was she patient.
He had college debt, which growing up in England at my age wasn't a thing. So I remember meeting you and getting married. I was like, how much do you owe for college?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a fun story.
We are going to do more giveaways.
Let's do it.
Woo! All right.
Giveaways.
Giveaways.
So what we're going to give away
Big money, no whammies.
is
I'm getting warm, so I'm going to take off the tuxedo.
the last of the 15-minute video call with Tom and Lisa. So this
do
is
it.
the last one.
Let's do
as
it.
well as the last $60 gift card to the Cheesecake Factory. So
There we go.
Tom, you are going to be picking for the video call. Lisa, you are going to be picking for the Cheesecake Factory. And what you guys need to type in the chat today is
I'm
the
gonna do the other way
word
around.
Yeah?
I want to pick for the video.
flowers.
I'll
She
pick
wants
for
to
the
pick
video.
for the video.
Oh, Lisa will pick for the video, and Tom will
Yeah.
pick for the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Chat, if you would like to win, you will be typing the word flowers.
Come on, flowers.
Flowers.
See what we got.
Let's
What do the
go.
ladies
See
love
what
on
we got.
Valentine's Day? It's flowers.
Jessica Yang. Jessica Yang.
go,
On
Jessica
YouTube.
Yang.
All right, she wins the video call. Jessica
All right.
Yang, I get to meet you.
Let's do it. And then do we have Instagram still going? What do we got on IG? Let's pick somebody from IG. Tell me about it, Mason.
XOXO Jalen Suzanne.
There we go. XOXO Jalen Suzanne.
Cezanne.
Suzanne.
Okay.
Suzanne.
Suzanne.
XOXO Jalen Suzanne.
Suzanne.
All right, so
Let's
in
go.
order to get that those calls and the call and the gift card, what do they have to do again?
You will reach out to Drew over at support@impacttheory.com. We have been dropping the email in the chat, so
Over
you
and over
guys
and over.
will
Let's do
not
it.
miss it.
Let's
And
do
you
it.
will tell him that you won with your name /
Yes, you
username.
will.
Woo!
Let's go.
And now we're going to bring you back to a scenario.
we like scenarios.
All right? Tom and Lisa, how do I deal with my wife of 9 years? They are both 37, by the way.
Okay.
You know, still being in love with her ex.
Oh, God.
Oh, what? Say that again, start again. You threw me a curveball there.
As I thought I would. Now the question is, how do I deal with my wife of 9 years?
My wife of 9 years.
And they are both 37 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still being in love with her ex.
I mean, done.
how do I deal?
You
Did he just
immediately
find
seek
out?
counseling. I don't want to be flippant. You get a counselor immediately. And if this is something where she has been for clearly almost a decade or perhaps more in love with somebody else, that's a non-starter for me.
Yeah,
so
non-starter.
the therapist is either helping her detach or I am detaching. And man, I do not like giving flippant advice to people because this is your real life, man. You guys have been together for a long time. But let me tell you, you can be in a relationship where it's just the two of you and there's not a third person lingering in the background. Dude, relationships are sacrifices. I do not understand making sacrifices when the person's in love with somebody else. Like, that's nuts. I want to know that I'm her number one. She wants to know that she's my number one. So, yeah. Again, I don't know your life. You guys could have kids, and this could be very complicated. But, yeah, therapy. One-way street, straight to therapy. Get professional help. Otherwise,
And
yikes.
like I said, it depends on the circumstance. Like, did he always know that and hope that she would get through it? Or has it just been revealed just now? Because also that would make a difference, I think. Like, if you knew what you were getting into and now it doesn't sit well, that's one thing, versus she just told me and I've been married for 9 years and oh my God, I'm in shock.
yeah.
Well, we've got one last question. And the question for you guys is, how do you check your compatibility with your significant other for a long-term relationship?
How do you check?
Your compatibility with your significant other for a long-term relationship.
Growth mindset, communication, those are huge. Do you share values? Values are huge. So you want to actually articulate what your values are. Make sure that you share the vast majority of your core values, because if you don't share core values, you're going to be constantly pulling each other apart. Are there things you like to do together other than just sex? You're going to need something. Like, there needs to be ways you guys can engage with each other and just love each other's company. I mean, this is somebody that's going to be with you like in the weirdest ways, times, goods, bads. You're vomiting, they're like cleaning up after you. I mean, it's just, you've got to have somebody that you trust, somebody that has a growth mindset, somebody that you have a lot in common with, and values that you share. And then if you've got that sexual chemistry, now you've really got a chance. But if you lack any of those, you're going to have a hard time, a very hard time.
We've got the last giveaway before we wrap everything up.
This is a good one.
And this is a good one.
Oh, you
It's
know.
actually two good ones.
Let's hear about
One
it.
of them is very near and dear to Lisa's heart. And the first one that Lisa will be picking is a radical confidence workshop.
Oh,
I didn't know
let's
that
go.
one. That's amazing.
Let's
oh, yay.
go.
And the other one is courtesy of Gottman Inc. And it's one couple who's going to receive one free session of Arts and Science of Love workshop, courtesy of Doctors John and Julie Gottman.
Before we move off that, though, I just want to give a very special shout out to the Gottmans.
Facts.
They, from early days when Tom and I had no idea what we were doing, we were literally two kids in love, just trying to find our way. You stumbled upon the Gottmans originally and their studies about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and that contentment is one of the biggest killers of any relationship. And I remember when you told me that right from the beginning, and that came from the Gottmans, that you can literally see contempt in someone's eyes. They did like a whole study, I think, I may be butchering this, but this is from my memory, that they would have these people come in the room and they would switch the sound off and they would watch their actions. And you could just tell by the way people acted when they were around each other whether they actually had contentment and contempt, sorry, thank you. And if they had contempt, then that was one of the sure tell signs. I think it's something like 80 to 90%.
Yeah, I think it's over 90.
Yeah, I think it's actually over 90% accuracy, that if you see contempt in somebody's eyes or in their actions, it means they're heading for divorce. And that was one of the things that you learned very early, and so we looked into the Gottmans, and so that has been a guiding light for us. And then I had the immense pleasure of having both of them on my show, Women of Impact, last year, and Julie has become a very special friend to me. She's incredible. The Gottmans are just amazing. They're literally saving marriages, and they are the GOATs, in my opinion. And so we reached out and I was like, guys, I freaking love you. Is there anything you can do for our audience? So they were so damn generous to give this, what was it again that they gave us? I don't want to get it wrong.
They gave us a free session of Arts and Science of Love workshop.
Free session of Arts and Science workshop. And I think that's valued at
$599.
$599, guys. That's how amazing they are. That's how generous they are. So we'll hold on for a second. You said we've got 2 giveaways?
We do.
Okay, so stay tuned because we're about to give away the Gottman's gift. But first of all, we're going to give away the Radical Confidence course.
Let's go.
So what we need for you to type in the chat for this one is the word forever.
Forever.
Forever. Type it in the chat if you would like to win the Radical Confidence course.
All right.
Near and dear to
Let's
obviously
go.
Miss
Oh,
Lisa
nice.
Bilyeu. Type the word forever. Lisa,
All
whenever
right.
you're ready.
All right. Forever. Let's go, guys.
I'm seeing so
Drop
many.
it in. Boom, boom.
Danielle Gonzalez. Daniel Gonzalez.
Or Daniel, perhaps,
Daniel, sorry.
since there's only one L.
Yeah, sorry.
Daniel
right.
Gonzalez.
Daniel Gonzalez.
Let's go.
Congratulations on winning the Radical Confidence course. You know what to do. You
Yay.
email support@impacttheory.com and send it over to Drew with your name and what you won. And we will verify and get that
Indeed.
over to you.
Indeed.
And now, for the Gottman giveaway.
I feel like there's a drum roll.
Before
This
we
is
pick our
such a
winner.
big deal.
Before we pick our winner, I do want to direct people over that it is a weekend of workshop for couples based on real science created by Drs. John and Julie Gottman using the Gottman method. And if you guys would like to learn more, go over to GottmanConnect.com.
Yeah, go over
And
now,
thank
guys.
you again.
They have been so instrumental, like I said early on. They were amazing to teach us how to actually think through relationship troubles. So they're freaking amazing. All right, so we're going to give away, what was it, $599 worth? Insane. All right, what do they have to put in the comments?
They are going to be putting proposal.
Proposal.
Let's get
Let's
it.
go. All right,
See
whoever puts proposal
who
in.
is interested.
And you
Let's
have to spell it
go.
right.
Let's
Please.
Oh, you have to
go.
spell it
You have
right.
to spell
Proposal. Proposal.
And while we're waiting for those to come in, guys,
There we
was
go.
it shameless plug
we
for
go.
Women of Impact? If you guys haven't subscribed, go over to Women of Impact YouTube channel right now. I just dropped a very special Galentine's Day episode where I brought all of my real closest homies on to talk about female relationships. As an adult, it's very hard as women to find new real relationships that we can trust. And I just did an episode to give and help guide you guys. So go and check that out, Women of Impact. And here we go. Okay, proposal. Da-
Who's it gonna be?
All right.
Who's it gonna be? All right, you want to go scroll up and down, and let's see what name jumps out to you. There we go. What name hits
Yvonne
you?
Grant.
There it is.
Yvonne Grant.
Yvonne
Grant.
Grant. Let's go, Yvonne Grant. All right, and one more. Don't do it towards your face, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Got a dud.
All right, there we go. Oh, well.
All right.
There's production for you guys. Sometimes things don't work.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. By the way, we go live over on my Twitch and YouTube a lot, so I hope you will join us. Thank you guys for being here for this very special episode. It was wonderful to have you guys all here, and we're going to be going live frequently, so I hope you will subscribe and join us.
Yeah,
Let's go.
And if you
At
guys
Tom
want to see
Billieu on my side.
Lisa Billieu. And if you guys do want to see more of this stuff, just let us know. We literally see what you guys are looking for, what you guys need, and then we try to show up and really deliver that. So if you guys want more real-time, raw conversations about what it takes to be in a relationship, let us know. Hit us up on the socials, hit us up on the YouTube channels, hit us up on Twitch, and a big shout out again to the Gottmans for that gift that they gave.
Indeed.
And thank you to the team.
Shout
These
out to
guys,
all you
big
guys.
shout out to the team.
No
Everybody
joke.
here
Thank
worked
you.
so hard,
In
from
the
social to
paint.
promoting it, to the teams, to everyone
like,
behind
it really
the
is
scenes.
broken.
It's amazing. All right, guys. Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day, everybody.
Thank you guys all for
Love you guys. Bye. Peace out.